I actually went silent for a second because I was like, this is so nice to be able to speak about it with men, because I'm done speaking about it with women, because it's a horrible conversation. We're all sharing each other's stories and experiences, and there's only so much we can talk about it, because it's like a broken record. Like at this point, we can't do anything. So
By continuing with this program, you have therefore agreed to take zero offence to what is being said. After all, it is called Don't Get Offended. Duh.
Yes.
We're here.
That's it. We're here.
hello.
Just, you know.
We're in the metaverse, bruv.
I ain't no metaverse, man. Forget the metaverse.
We're in it, man. We're in it.
The metaverse gets well, I'm gonna be humble about it. For me, yeah. Oh, we can touch on that.
Yeah, we can touch on that.
Yeah.
We'll do that later on.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the metaverse, man.
Yeah, we'll do that. Because I've got a lot to say about that.
I know, because the minute I mentioned it, his eyes twinkled. It was like, oh!
Yeah, man. Yeah, Zuckerberg.
You've got material waiting to be said.
This guy's always got material waiting to just...
You just got to keep your eyes on everything, innit? Like everything, like each and everything. Even Sky News. I look at Sky News, like, because even though for me personally, they exaggerate a lot of things and that. But
not all news though.
Obviously, it's propaganda, innit? That's what it is.
2 minutes in, we're already controversial.
Yeah, don't get offended, innit? But like, you just got to keep your eyes on everything and that. So good and bad, false and facts, everything. And this is good timing because we can introduce our special guest as well, because obviously Cole J is in the building right now.
Rolled up.
And I feel great. My legs are great. My legs are great.
Man's recovered, yeah?
I'm recovered, man. Look, not your business either. You like that shit? Jesus. Good evening. How are you?
Right, well, bruv, we're gonna do it.
Well, come on.
Normally we introduce the show. I didn't do that. That was all Chris, man.
Nah,
I had it set up nice.
I had it set up.
You know how I set things up. Oh my days, what's going on?
Oh man,
What has he done?
what I done? I've just stepped into the room.
Yeah, but did you touch it? It's on camera, you know.
I know it's on camera. I know. That's why I'm arguing with him on camera right now. And
rewind.
that camera and that one.
You know,
Have we started?
Yeah.
We're rolling.
We just roll straight.
Yeah.
in.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool,
This is
yeah.
how we do things. We don't.
Have I got 2 pillows?
because of camera levels, camera.
We don't introduce normally.
Have you watched the things back?
I always watch the things.
We're hiding.
Last time
We're
you gave
hiding.
me-
We're
last time
hiding
you gave me
behind.
1 pillow.
But we're hiding behind the thing, man.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It just feels like a stranger in the night, but it's okay.
Literally, like when you watch back, like one of the mics was covering my whole face.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
For
the whole show.
You're just not tall enough, man. That's all. That's all it is.
Yeah. Especially with camera angles. Yeah, that's fine.
I bet this. I'm not even gonna touch this because if I touch it, it's just gonna go.
Bruv, the thing was covering your face as well.
For real?
Yes.
Oh, damn it, man. So is it good now, though, Mr. Musa? A bit more to the right. Yeah, to the right.
Do you know what? I wouldn't mind a pillow if you don't want it.
You want to put?
I kind of do, low key.
There's a.
You gonna give me one from the floor?
Man, put me on the spot, man. Not just I'm late. I have to nominate my pillow for the guest.
Off a pillow, man.
Well, you know what?
I already blew off already, so
Let's introduce our
No.
guest. Jesus Christ.
That's too
Owned
much,
by
man.
me.
That's too much, bro.
Etiquette, guys.
Is this okay?
Oh, no.
He's got a pillow for you,
for you, man.
Oh, thank you. I'll take this one.
Happy days.
Chris, introduce our guest, man.
All right.
Finally, we're there.
Okay, so we've got a special guest in the building. She does work for the BBC, so there are certain things that that can be said and can't be said.
At the same, look, I'm not high enough for them to even know or care.
But we need to save your career, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're here to save your career.
Yeah.
Thank
We're not here to sabotage.
Yeah, man, we're the Avengers, man.
Appreciate it.
We're in the metaverse.
Don't get him started, please. Could you just stop right there? Oh, John, do you like the little throwback pictures I put in the group?
Yeah, I was laughing at that.
I bet you was, isn't it?
What throwback pictures?
Show.
God, it's shy.
I didn't even look.
Well, we didn't finish the introduction, bro.
I remember that one.
Oh, yeah, that was Oscar
Years
Gone Wild.
ago.
Oscar Gone
Oscar
Wild.
Gone Wild. That was Alexander.
You have a flip phone.
I have a flip
my
phone.
God.
No. I don't have a flip. I have a fold phone.
You have a fold.
Yeah,
phone.
flipping a phone is different, man. It operates differently. Musa, you seen John?
Wait, ain't you doing devil?
Aim
You're
for
doing
the
devil
camera.
horns in that, man.
Am I?
Yeah, that's devil
Oh,
horns,
well,
bro.
you
That's
know.
like satanic
Tomato,
like,
tomato.
symbolism.
Tomato, That was the metaverse me, man.
The metaverse, man. That's right.
So yeah, finish the intro, bruv.
Right. So she, you know what, right? We've known each other for quite a few years and that, both from West Side days. Big up West Side, big up Sunny as well. Shout out to you, man. Anita.
Oh, you guys. I'm my mom.
How are
Fake
you?
laugh was nice, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Ready for the trouble.
Oh gosh.
You know, that's about to commence and that. So
Better strap in, man.
This happens.
I'm a bit humble though and that, but troublesome at the same time and that because I like to speak truths.
What truths are they? Michelle Obama, you know.
Bro.
What did you say about Michelle Obama?
She's been listening back. It's gonna be one of those shows, boy.
And he sips his
Oh my
water.
God, no.
Would you like to take the lead on this,
Go,
Mr.
bruv.
Samuels?
Why?
She
I'm
asked.
trying to stay off this.
Your
for a little
guest
bit, you know,
asked.
and that. But
Our
at the-
guest asks.
Listen, at the end of the day, let's keep it real with Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama is a man.
Breathless.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
We deal with this every week.
She is a beautiful lady, man. She is.
Do you know what? There's no problem if she's really a man.
What
Like,
are you basing this off? Like, is there any proof?
Yeah, just go online. Like research it, type it in.
You got to send her the video, bruv, man.
Yeah, you'll get a
Do you
video.
think we're getting it from the back? Is this what we're saying?
Wow.
This is what you're saying. I'm just trying to.
This is
Flowers, man.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
this is the metaverse podcast.
Yeah, this is the new world, baby.
You know, in all the time this argument's come up, nobody summed it up like that. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm going to sit here quiet for a bit, man.
You know what? He is
No.
inclined in that way, so you know.
You know what? I feel to go back downstairs to the car to go get my Skittles. I left my Skittles. There's something more sweeter in my mouth now after that. Wow, I didn't think about that, man.
You're welcome.
I mean, all this time we was thinking whether she does deadlifts, you know, chest press, incline bench, you know, and when you hear, oh damn it, oh God, Barack.
You got to send her the video.
Oh God.
Because
Sore.
in order to explain why you think this way, the thing is, I'm quite skeptical. But when he sent me the video, I found it hard to argue with him. So I chose to say nothing. And that's how I've moved, isn't it? I haven't said much. I've just kind of left you to it. Because if you're wrong, I will tell you, but I couldn't tell you that you was wrong.
Listen, if I'm wrong about it, then I apologize. You know what I mean?
How would you ever know?
But-
How would you fully know?
No, but the video doesn't lie. Your eyes don't lie. You see what you see.
CGI
Like
though, bruv.
what CGI on the Ellen,
eyes doesn't
on
lie.
the Ellen show, and coming out of that building, CGI.
You have like deep fakes and stuff. So, like, how do you know what is like real anymore? Do you know what I mean? Like,
True.
She's true.
Joe Biden,
What about him?
deep fake videos. A lot of them.
are they actually?
Yeah.
I'm too gullible for this conversation, man. This is like a
showing.
joke that I'm like.
It's not a
Oh
joke.
my God.
This is how he thinks.
Every week.
I think.
Every week.
John, is this 54 episodes now?
This is episode
So
54, I think, yeah.
54 weeks in a row. It's this every week.
Yeah.
Why are you
54.
trying to spin it like man's crazy and that? Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
You know what? Go back and listen to some of the episodes. You realise
Yeah.
we're not even joking.
Yeah.
This is it in its
Listen,
rawest form.
it's called Don't Get Offended.
In
Yeah,
its
if people
entirety.
take offence, then they obviously misread what the show's called. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Like, do you know what I mean? With Michelle Obama, it's one of them things, right? If she is a man, that is good for the LGBTQ community. You know, they should. You know, they've got someone that was first lady.
Yeah,
first lady in the White House. That's an amazing thing. So just come out and just say. Do you know what I mean? I mean, she's got a book called Becoming Michelle Obama.
Touche with the book on tonight. Touche, I was like, choosing the name, but
Becoming.
Who was you before then?
This is a metaverse, man.
Do you know what I mean?
It's the metaverse, yeah.
But you did this, man.
I didn't do anything.
You did. You threw it up.
I didn't do anything, man.
I try not to talk about it today.
It was on the tip of your tongue all this time. You just had to.
No,
get
John started it.
I didn't say anything, man.
Yeah, you did.
it.
But anyway, back to Anita. So tell us what you do in the BBC and how long have you been there?
So I've been there for 2 years. I do like assistant producing and like researching for like various different podcasts. So.
Wicked.
Okay.
It sounds a lot more interesting than it is. Like I can promise you, like I'm looking up some like random shit every day. So like, if you need to learn about HTR, then I'm your girl. If you need to know about random like pensions, I'm here.
Okay.
Wow.
So what podcasts have you been looking up?
So like stuff for You and Yours, Money Box. They're like sent you like our demographic. Actually, to be honest, I don't know how old you guys are, but it's like usually like 40, 50-year-olds.
How do we look?
Oh no.
This is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I like this game.
21.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Goosebumps.
21's always like the safest answer.
It is, isn't it? It is. It
Is
is.
there anyone that's below 21? I'm like, oh yeah, like I want to be 21. Anyone that's above 21, oh yeah, 21.
You know what? I don't even want to go back to 21. I don't.
You know what? You know what? I feel grateful that I'm an 80s baby. Thundercats, He-Man era. I'm cool with that, man.
Are you
I'm
an
cool.
80s baby?
I'm an 80s baby. And with this baby face, even with the beard in here, sometimes I go to a shop, I still have to be asked for ID for fags. I'd be like, I'm gonna make you look stupid in a minute when you ask for my ID.
You secretly love
Bro,
it.
I love it, man.
Yeah, I glow at it.
No, sometimes no.
I love it.
No, sometimes I don't. Like I got a full grown beard, and you're asking me for ID, and I'm older than the person serving me, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, I'm old enough to be your dad. Give me my damn wine, so I can go with my popcorn and go watch my film at home. You know what I mean? So no, I don't find it. Sometimes it's annoying. Sometimes,
Mad, man. You're like 8 foot though.
8'4", isn't it? Like,
I've noticed your beard's growing a bit.
It is, man.
Whoa!
It's taken 18 years.
Yes, it's definitely doing something, man. I mean,
Listen, man. Listen.
any longer, I can make a shoelace out of it.
You know what? I might even go all out, man. Maybe put coconut butter, like coconut oil, in the nighttime, and that, man, make it grow more. And that.
Isn't castor oil meant to be good for that?
Castle oil.
Castle.
Is it?
I thought you said castor
I
oil.
don't
I might have to
know.
research that still.
See, look how unprofessional we are. Like, and it has come from BBC producing podcasts, and we just do this.
Yeah, but
yeah.
you got to have real elements. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, I'm
real
happy
talk,
with it.
man.
I'm just saying.
No. You know what? From days she talk about Barack taking it from the back, I was like, she was ready for this.
She's got points for me from
ready for
there.
this.
Like from there, it was like because none of us, all us men, because it's usually another guy Ryan that sits there. We never fought
Yeah.
in that level.
And it just makes the image so horrific right now. I can't even look at it on TV. I can't do it anymore.
There's pictures of him in like in like with hands on other guys' legs and that, and in you know that dominatrix kind of like stuff. There are pictures of him online. There are.
But my question is how did you even find that?
on
What
Twitter.
did you search
They're on
to
Twitter.
find that?
Yeah, they're on Twitter. Everything's on Twitter. You go on Twitter.
How
Everything's on
did
there.
you find that? She said.
No, but when
this is gonna be a good
you
show.
talk about the topic of Michelle, obviously it breaks down a lot of these things and that. So yeah, it will be on there. So
You saved yourself.
nah, that's cool, man. Man ain't searching out for that. Are you mad?
All right. Well, listen. You know what? We're gonna get into it. I think, man. Let's just get straight into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was our
What
weeks
about
good?
our weeks?
Have we done introductions already? Or?
No, we only done
no
Anita because she's our guest.
You literally
fair
just walked in like
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Apologies.
Can I just say
Late.
something, right? Anyone tried black seed oil
No.
before? Like Musa's. Black seed oil, like basically, like is a cure for almost everything but death. Like literally. You drink black seed oil, like two teaspoons a day. You're good. Like it will heal like most things, right? People don't tell you these things, right? But never ever drink or take black seed oil on its own. It is disgusting. I'm telling you, I used to drink it like maybe probably about 10 years ago, like not 10 years, maybe about 7 years ago than that. I used to put in shakes and that. But I had it yesterday, yeah, a teaspoon. And I'm telling you, right, it's the worst ever taste. I couldn't get the taste off my tongue. It made me feel sick. And even like when I look online, I looked at people's reactions to it, and they were the same. They felt sick after it. It's disgusting. Never do that. It's just some advice. That's all it is. Just some advice.
What do you mix it with then? How do you take it?
You're meant to probably a chaser is honey. Yeah, honey is a chaser. Oh my gosh! Like literally, I had to. Huh? Like when it's in, like
So
when I was putting in shakes,
do you
it was
just
alright.
drink it by itself, like without mixing? Really? It's shots.
See, that's what I'm saying,
real.
man.
Right,
Cinematographer's
you feel-
about that
Yeah,
life.
he's about that
That's
life,
what I'm
man.
saying.
You didn't feel sick.
That's it.
Backs it straight.
Back sit, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like Supermalt, man.
I hate
can't
Supermalt.
stand
You don't like it?
I've never liked
I
Supermalt.
love it, man.
I love Guinness. I've never liked Supermalt. Very first time I had it when I was a kid, I spat it out. It tastes like tomato juice or gone off tomato juice to me. It's
Damn.
awful. It's the
I
worst
love
thing
Supermalt,
ever in
man.
life. Hate it. Do you like it?
Supermalt? No, not at all.
Yeah. This is a non-Supermalt tea.
Damn, man. Damn. I don't even know what to say, man.
Well, just accept it and move on.
Right, well, that was our weeks, man. Come on, let's go through this quickly and get to the topics, man.
All right, cool. Enough about me. I'll pass on to someone else and
Cole J.
come back.
Well, my week I fully healed because I done nuclear races last week. I came here just completely wounded, but it's like a massive assault course. A bit like Tough Mudder. Done that. But yeah, I was kind of healed up this week. I wasn't even trading at my usual spot this weekend. I was at a pub in Chelmsford. We had a live band, so I was serving. I was serving my food from there. That was pretty good. Basically, I'm the one who does burritos and tacos and all that good Mexican stuff. Yeah, the best in the UK. I even had a guy who works for Tortilla came to me and says, "Wow, our stuff don't taste like yours. Yours is 10 times better." Wow. And this is the guys in Chelmsford.
That's the compliment you need.
And
man.
Matt, will tell you something, man. The goosebumps on here, wow, madness. It was great. That medicine was a bit like your black seed oil, where it just heals everything. After that, no cramp in my leg. I was great. after that. I felt like $1 million.
You should use that as like an advertising line.
Sorry,
You should use that as an advertising line.
I would actually. That's a good shout. I'll work on a tagline and then I'll let everybody know. But that's why I'm wearing Not Your Business, because it's no one's business but mine.
Oh my god, please tell me your business is called Nacho Business.
No, it's called Rap Stars, but I do sell nachos though.
Banging too.
In fact, yesterday, you know what it is? It's like people in Chelmsford, they love to drink. And yesterday it was like the rugby. I didn't know that so many people in Chelmsford watch rugby. How popular is rugby?
Rugby's really popular.
It's
like,
big, man.
It's like they look at footballers as pansies.
Yeah.
So rugby's like a man's sport.
It's a
like,
big thing.
it's
Like,
proper,
yeah. But they were on their rugby inside the pub, and then they had a live band outside. They had this big, massive teepee.
Okay.
And I was there before, back in August, because my trailer, you see my trailer, it's very.
What's
very
a TP?
Huh?
What's a TP?
It's like a big, massive marquee. Huge, yeah. They spent $8,000 on the thing.
So why they call it a TP? Why they just call it marquee then?
Bruv, it's just
the way the cookie
bougie
crumbles, man.
way of doing things. It's just like
It's just the way it works, isn't it? But,
So what does it say in the box?
it said a TP, TEEPEE.
Okay, so it's not a marquee then.
Were you that kid when you were younger when you said why to everything?
My brother was 3 years younger than me, so it was fun.
Yeah.
It was a fun upbringing.
Poking the bear in it.
Let's just hope that black seed oil also gets something with the beard as well, just grows it out.
It cures everything, innit? So
Cures it.
yeah, let's try.
You need to grow it.
John said it was growing.
Is it?
Yeah, he said it was growing.
Yo, wow, it's about an extra 2 more centimeters longer.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm there, man. I'm nearly there, man.
Progress.
It's
Yeah, man.
progress.
I'm
Take
nearly
you on
there.
the gym.
You're this close to getting your flowers, bro. You're this close to get. Anyway, so I'm there, but then
Oh, weirdos, man.
so I get a phone call before, and he goes to me, can you set your stuff up in a small marquee that we've actually made for you because we don't think your trailer might be able to fit? I'm like, mate, you've seen my trailers. No, I wasn't here last time. It's new management. I'm like, mate, I've seen all your trailers on your Instagram highlight stories. Yeah, they're massive, like jerk journeys and all this Korean food that they have. They're huge. You see my trailers, very, very small. And the same place where I positioned it, literally at the back of the pub, it can fit there perfectly.
Yeah.
So he goes to me, we're not sure whether you'll be able to do it, but obviously come down anyway. I went down there and I'm like, mate, this is how big my trailer is. It can fit right there, but I could see what he's saying because the marquee was huge.
Yeah.
It was, I might as well have been in a circus.
Damn.
That's how big the marquee was. Sorry, TP. That's how big the TP was. It was like a circus tent. It was humongous. And then yesterday, before I wanted to take the trailer back home, guess what a customer says? Oh, mate, you never guess what, mate. You know you got a flat tire, haven't you? I'm like, what do you mean? I stopped. I turned off everything. I'm like, what? I walked outside, looked at him like, oh, shit, yeah, here's a flat tire. So I couldn't even take the trailer back home because do you know what it's like to be driving as a black guy carrying a Mexican trailer behind you?
That's got a flat tire.
In the night with a flat tire with sparks flying in the back.
Yeah.
Please stop me. They'll be like, all right, this is too easy. Yeah. So I came back there today, where you get the foam and you get the pump. I'm there pumping it up here. I'm thinking, why isn't this pumping? I'm just hearing air just escaping from the wheel. Guess what happened? It wasn't the tire that was a problem. It was the valve.
Oh.
The valve I pulled it off. I was like, shit. Like,
What did you do?
I had to go. I called AA. They managed to take the wheel off. I went to Quick Fit, who was the only ones who was open. It's a Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
No one's open.
And it was Remembrance Sunday as well.
Yeah, I had people doing a whole 2-minute silence. While this time I went silent. I was trying to sort the wheel out. But I done my remembrance on the 11th.
Definitely called Don't Get Offended. You just
Look, what do you want me to say? I went to get home, but I done my 2-minute silence while I was at work on the 11th of the 11th of 11th. So I done that. I even bought a poppy and the whole lot, man.
Did you do it on time?
Absolutely.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't.
No, on the Thursday, on the 11th. Yesterday, no, today's the 14th. Today's Remembrance Sunday, but the 11th of the 11th of the 11th was the Thursday. Okay. So I done it when it was meant to be. This is just an extra day.
Okay.
Do you know what I saw on Twitter recently about that? Apparently there was an MP that bought a poppy and then claimed it back on expenses.
What?
Wow.
He claimed back the poppy.
Was it he or she?
A he.
It sounds like a Pretty Patel thing though, man. I do like her though, man. She just
What?
I don't know.
Why
She
did you
claimed back the
I don't know.
poppy.
I just look at her and think, yeah, you're all right. You're a bit all right.
You know what? To be honest with you, I actually did take a bit more pride this year doing the 2-minute silence because basically outside this, I also do extra. I do like extra work, and I was an extra for a Second World War movie that's coming out on Apple TV next year. I play part of the African American army that helped the American pilot bombers, bomb the hell out of France and stuff, and learning everything about it. I got to understand a bit more about the war. So yeah, I took a bit more pride, doing it. That's why I did feel a bit bad today where I didn't do the silence because I was too busy trying to figure out the wheel, how to get the wheel off today. But I did the silence on the Thursday. I did it. I got the poppy.
That's it, man.
But obviously I got it all sorted out. It didn't cost me anything. Managed to get back home and now I'm here.
Great. How much are poppies?
£1.
I gave £2. Man.
You know what? Let's go back to claiming back on the expenses. Yeah. It's £1.
Look, it was on Twitter.
Is that a rumour?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Twitter,
an
man.
Assistant to an MP, so there is that as that's. You would hope someone doesn't lie about it, but I'm not going to say it as it's not fact.
Yeah.
But if that is true, that is fucked. And there was an expenses scandal that happened, like, I want to say about 5 or 6 years ago. Again, don't quote me on the years, but it was, like, quite a long while back. And they released all the expenses that MPs were, like, claiming for. So some of them were ridiculous. Like, one of them had this, like, pond in their house, and they claimed the money back for the pond. One of them, my favourite one is
I like that.
one of the MPs, I can't remember his name, but his missus found out that he spent £75 on porn DVDs. And then once the missus found out, then claimed it back on expenses. So our taxpayers' money is going on. Yeah.
He deserves to get caught. I'm sorry. Oh no, my mic's going again. Right. Hello.
That sounds like Matt, man.
You know what though? He deserves to get caught because
even in the name Hancock, like that.
But porn is free now. Like, I don't understand people that pay for it. You can just go on the internet and it's there. So he deserves, whoever that is, whatever MP that is, he deserves. He needs. Yeah, he deserves.
Yeah, but all the devices might have their IPs checked, so they probably can't.
Good point.
Think about that.
That was a good one.
So he thought it was untraceable, but then it was released to the whole public.
Wait. So now how many DVDs you got then?
Oh man, let me think. So I've got like a whole briefcase worth at home. No, at my mum's. I ain't got any at home because my missus will kill me.
Are you not more scared of your mum
4
finding it?
terabyte. Sorry?
Are you not scared of your mum finding it?
She won't know that lock and key. Do you know the briefcases where it's got like, like the free the free bits on the thing? Yeah, it's encrypted. When it comes to hiding the porn, I'm like Batman when it comes to hiding porn, man.
Well, man, I wasn't expecting you to answer it like that, man.
It's called Don't Get Offended. Do you want me to be honest or what? It's been a week I haven't seen you, man. Them, you know what I mean? I got to be real. Don't forget, I even had my little business in school, shotting little things. In school, made my little pocket money. Yeah.
Damn.
I told you this before.
I know. I just didn't realize we was going there.
Well, she asked, so I answered.
Right. Well, my week was house hunting. That's all I was doing all week.
Oh, nice. Sorry. One more thing. We are getting a dog next weekend, so we will be dog parents
owners
next week.
Yeah.
I already went to Pets at Home today after I went to go and get the pump. £50-something pound for a cage.
Yeah. Dogs are another child.
I'm like, bruv, what?
Why you go on Amazon, bro?
Yeah,
there is that as well.
There is that. Yeah.
Listen, I look at prices now and I go Amazon. I'm seeing the same thing, even better.
And I've got Amazon Prime as well, man.
And Prime as well.
Get that delivered next day.
Yeah.
Flick that Prime switch on them.
Yeah.
You just lost that probably about.
No. I haven't bought anything. I was just browsing.
Oh, you haven't bought it yet?
Just to get an idea of like.
Because I would have said you lost that.
Yeah, don't go Pets at Home. They'll just charge you loads.
It's a joke. I'm seeing Pedigree Charm. I'm like, what is this type of thing?
Yeah.
And another, you know what is a lot. Actually, and another thing, you know that my cat died a couple months back.
Yeah.
We've been having these 2 next cats come to the garden, sniffing around, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't know whether this is true or not. I don't know. Mickey, R.I.P. to you, buddy, but if this is what it is, I don't know. There's a cat that's coming to the garden and she's pregnant, bruv.
I don't even mean to laugh. That's actually really tough.
So I don't know how to feel. I don't know if I'm going to be a dog parent and a parent to other kittens. If listen, and it's a white cat as well. So if it comes back mixed race, yeah, like brown.
Oh,
John, would you?
I can't. I just can't.
Look,
I wasn't expecting that,
listen,
man.
My cat was a black forest Norwegian cat.
Right. Okay.
Black.
Yeah.
This cat in the garden. He's white. She's white. Hope she's yeah.
It could be a Baraka taking it from the back. Just saying. Look, could be a Baraka.
I think she has already.
Oh, mate. So I don't know. And she keeps coming back. And
well, maybe because your cat was always there. It's like scent, isn't it? So I don't know.
Yeah, but why is she coming back pregnant?
Maybe she feels comfortable, memories and stuff, innit? Where he laid the smack down. Yeah.
I don't know.
He laid the smack down on her, man.
Why
smashed her back doors in like Barack. Just
I'm never
saying.
gonna live this down.
I can't get it out of my head, man. Oh.
Why don't you just bring her in and
No, because every time I tried to open the door, because what happened, we went to go and give him, I keep calling him. I went to go give her, a bowl of tuna. I didn't have no more cat food because, like Mickey's gone. So I got rid of all the, making space for Pedigree Trump now.
Yeah.
And then get the bowl, put some tuna there. Well, I'm about to go, and then she runs off. And then I eventually put it there, and next cat comes in, like, it looked like Ryan, like muscles, like it's been doing weights, like Michelle Obama, like the deadlifts, that kind of thing.
that might be a man.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't want no mixed race cats. I don't want that. I don't know if I can handle that.
There might have been like a, I don't know, like a love
Oh,
triangle.
mate, well, like a triathlon.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Or like in the Garden of Eden,
some mad entanglement
where the serpent's got a seed and Adam's got a seed. Maybe Mickey and this other dude, maybe they both impregnated her.
Why are we talking about cats like this?
Yeah.
I'm just, of all the times to bring up weirdo stuff, we could have done it without our
Yeah,
cats.
we could.
I'm just saying.
Colin brought it up.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm just adding
I
to it.
apologize.
No, it's good.
Listen, we're from Don't Get Offended. You're from BBC, yeah. So
I am a small little. They don't. Again, I'm insignificant in the grand scheme of things. So don't. Yeah.
So listen,
You don't
right?
sound insignificant.
no, not
I
at all.
definitely
You speak
am.
very well.
Yeah, you sweet. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's all right.
Thanks.
No
You
problem.
kind of have to adapt and like change. Like,
Yeah.
it's bad, but I have had to adapt and change like the way I speak for work.
Yeah,
and now
no.
it's just stuck.
Yeah, no,
How is it?
I work in the legal profession, so I don't talk like this. I can switch. I got an on and off switch.
Yeah.
So if like, and you'll notice it. Like if you saw me on the street, or you're not even on the street. If you saw me in court, for instance, and you said safe, I will not respond to you. It's just one of those.
Yo, what, blood? Yo, blood.
Yes, don't do any of that. Don't touch and don't shake my hand. How you doing? You alright? Like one of those. I won't respond in that way. You get me 5 miles away from the court, I might respond. It's just one of the. You just got an on and off switch. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
one of those things. It's like I found it hard when I first started working in the city. I found it really, really hard because obviously your brain's in tune to the way you speak to your friends, and then you think, hang on a minute, I've got to change to fit in. It's almost like to fit in. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, it's people they just act funny.
To an extent,
Yeah.
yeah. To an extent, I got. I'm in Brentwood. I'm in middle class Brentwood, so I got to kind of go kind of Essexy.
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what I mean?
But
But-
you're your own boss as well,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't.
It's all good,
At the end of the day, if people come to you, they're coming for a service, and if you speak that way, it is what it is.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean.
You keep coming back,
Here you go.
just like that cat.
We're going back to the cat again.
I just hope no.
Man did a good job coming off it.
And you know the way I did it. You see the way I did it.
I know.
You've done an amazing job, man. But not good enough, bro.
I just hope they don't know CSA child support payments coming to the yard. I can't do it anymore. I've had enough of that.
Pay for the cat.
I've had enough of that.
Right, you know what? We're going to hit some topics, man. Like, forget this. This is Don't Get Offended. My name is John Alexander. Let's get it.
Humble servant of the Most High, Yahuwah. Blessed by the Ruach HaKodesh. Everybody, blessed by the Holy Spirit. That's blessings to you all. And the beauty of his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, is Chris Samuels. I'm here to pod. All praise to the Most High, Yah. Hallelujah.
It is Mr. Rap Stars, Mr. Colin Palmer here to pod. It's not your business, as the t-shirt says. And over to the guest.
I'm Anita Langari, and I'm a Gemini.
Right, well then, let's get it, man. Right, Cole J, I'm going to let you take this one, man. It's the Travis Scott thing.
Oh, yeah,
Explain.
yeah. Okay, right. So the whole Travis Scott situation, is everyone familiar about what's happened, yeah?
Well, just break it down to the listeners.
All right, so for the listeners who're not too sure, so he had a big concert for his Astro World album tour thing that's going on. And there was, I think, there was a capacity of 50,000 spectators, but rumor has it there was double that, even triple that kind of thing. And the whole stampede of people got trampled over, and there was about 9 people dead. And they're now going to the point of suing him and Drake, and even suing the security and stuff. But my whole thing is, who is in the wrong here? Because there's a whole load to unpack with this.
There's too much.
There's too much. I mean, like a lot of this actually reminds me of Hillborough. If you want me to be honest.
What are we saying? Are we saying Travis Scott should be liable? Is at fault here?
You know,
let me start from the very beginning. Does everyone remember what Hillborough disaster looked like? Does that kind of like mirror in a way?
Yeah, but what angle are you looking at this from? Because really and truly, there's a lot of satanic ritual.
All right, well,
let's part that one for a minute. I don't want to. Nah.
No problem.
Do you know, I've seen some interesting theories about that.
Yeah, no.
Like, as someone that is like, I'm always indifferent when it comes to conspiracy theories because I can't prove it and I can't disprove it, right? Some are just outrageous. I remember hearing once that they said that McDonald's meat is based off the children that goes missing in America.
Yes, I've heard of that.
All right, hold on 1 second before we continue.
Even one of the owners said it as well. In a recording.
Just so I know where we're going with Anita, I need to ask you one question.
Here we go.
Is the Earth flat or round?
I'm around. I'm sorry.
Okay, you can continue. Then. What are you doing?
It's flat.
Oh man,
It's flat.
Right, continue. No, wait, go.
You carry.
I don't even remember what I was going to say now. Sorry.
You were saying conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory, yeah.
You're indifferent.
Oh, the satanic thing.
Yeah.
So like, there's someone I follow on Instagram called Shaka Bars. I feel like I might be.
I know Shaka Bars. Yeah.
And then he posted something that I was like, oh, that's quite an interesting, like, again, can't prove it, can't disprove it. I'm indifferent, but I like to learn to understand other people's like thought processes, right? And he put up this thing where apparently a satanic symbol is when you have a face and the mouth is open and people enter it.
Which is
like the Astro World album cover.
Yeah.
There's a painting which is it's basically the gates of hell.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about, which is why it's such a satanic image or whatever that statue thing. Like it's there in your face, but the thing about it is satanic symbolism. There's more and more of it all the time, everywhere. I mean, if you look up celebrities themselves, they're all like, you put up satanic symbols, celebrities. You've got all of them doing the one eye, doing the devil's horns, doing the sticking the tongue out, doing the shush, like as in it's a secret, like you're not.
Yeah, but do you not feel like that we get into like dangerous waters when we say stuff like this? Because then what if someone innocently just puts their tongue out? Do you know what I mean? Like, think of all the times you've taken a picture with like you're doing like a silly picture, and then imagine a celebrity.
Yeah,
that
like
has
the one I just showed you.
Do you know what I mean? Because then like how do we know, where do we cross the line? Is my point.
Do you know what it is, right? It's not just about someone just doing it. Just because someone does it doesn't mean that they're satanic. It's like a knife. A knife is not a dangerous weapon unless someone uses it to kill someone. Do you know what I mean? But what you have to, when you look at those sort of levels, you look at the occult and for example like Hollywood, places like that, and what they actually do in the background and why and obviously there's a lot of secret occults. There's a lot of coded language that they use and that they do, but when this is a spiritual warfare. This is not a flesh warfare. This is not like for the flesh. This is more for the spirit. There's a lot of demonic stuff that is going on at the moment right now, and it's infiltrating more and more as you're going to see a lot more crazier things. Like even in the Travis Scott thing, the videos were more of everybody was like, people. All right, music. One of the things, music goes off vibrations, right? So you can listen to an album, and whatever that person was feeling in that album, they transmit that to you. So it's the same with like Beyonce's concerts. You can look online. A load of people come out that concert feeling weird, like because it's like she casts a spell on them, and she's got her personality, Sasha Fierce. That's her demonic personality. You've got Nicki Minaj, who's got or her alter ego. Yeah,
Roman.
Dead London.
Yeah, these are the. But like it's unless you know it, it's like so in your face. But if you don't know it, it's not going to be in your face.
Kind of like Sasha Fierce though.
Yeah, Sasha's hard. Yeah,
she's
demonic, bruv.
Yeah, but she's,
demonic.
yeah, but she's about it, man.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. We love it.
Demonic. Nah, listen.
I'm playing, bro.
No way. No way.
No, but you know what? I in relation to the Travis Scott thing, I do see where you're coming from. I've seen some images of Travis Scott in marketing pictures, and you know, like the eyes roll back and the horns. I've seen all that. So yeah, is there some satanic energy in it?
No, but
I would think so. But you know what it is? He appeals to that whole drug culture audience
And mosh pitting.
and mosh pitting. He didn't even say one of his lyrics. Oh, it's not mosh pitting until someone gets hurt or something like that. Something similar to that, isn't it?
But the thing is, see, this is where I'm a little bit indifferent. I think there comes a time where people have to take responsibility, right? Now, you can sit up there, you can say, oh, this person got crushed, everyone was pushing, I'm going to sue Travis Scott.
I know where you're going with this.
My man was on stage performing.
No. But if you look at the videos, there were people out there saying.
There was someone. Two people got up to the stage and said, "Stop."
The whole crowd was screaming, "Stop the show!" And he even pointed out that someone's hurt there, and he was listening to it, but he ignored it all.
But one thing I would say is someone who needs to take accountability for what happened was the security at the front of the concert. Everyone saw this whole stampede of people going in there. It literally looked like a Hillsborough all over again. It's jumping over fences. People was even getting stampeded over at the beginning of the concert before even started.
There was something weird. Like it was a weird.
That didn't seem right. To me.
There was a weird energy there. There was people that couldn't breathe.
But then people do that when they saw Michael Jackson. People are falling over. Spice Girls do. They fall over, can't breathe and die.
Girls fainted at Michael's concert.
There's a lot.
Michael didn't even say nothing. You remember that time when he come out on stage and he was just standing there?
He just stood there for 5 minutes.
And then people was like, oh! It's like, my man's just standing there.
Yeah, he was a G, man.
He didn't sing. He didn't do it. He just done that with his glass. He was just like that.
Yeah, but
and that was it.
Yeah, but that's Michael.
He didn't even move.
Michael's a different persona altogether.
Yeah, of course.
Travis Scott, even in interviews, he's saying in interviews.
Well, he was told to shut up.
It's it's all about the blood, and the interview was like, what, the blood?
So do you believe? Do you believe he was told to shut up in regards to that response that he gave out?
Yeah, I mean, well, Travis Scott ain't spoken properly since he opened his mouth about I think the Black Lives Matter stuff. He said something.
Yeah.
And it was wrong, basically. It was an uproar about it, which is wrong. Like, he kind of referred to, like, basically it's not really bothering him kind of thing, like the racing that was happening. So his publicist, someone in the back said, shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing. And he hasn't spoken since. This is the first time he's spoken since that time.
But even when he said, he looked like he was high on drugs, man.
Even when he said,
but look at the family that he's involved with, the Kardashians.
Oh gosh,
the witches. They are. No, listen. They what's it called?
My water now.
They said it. No, they did. They said it. I'm gonna call it out for what it is.
I hear you.
So what's it called? They practice Kabbalah.
Yeah.
What's Kabbalah? Sorry.
So Kabbalism. I'm not gonna go too much into it.
He's a character in Mortal Kombat. He's wicked, by the way, isn't he? Kabbalah. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite. Sorry, go.
Anyway, one of the a lot of
this is the
this is why what's it called? I said you should research Gematria, because Gematria is a form of it's part of Kabbalah, but you should research it because a lot of things are coded. Now, Gematria, just to put it simply, is that they feel that their God made the world using numbers and letters. So every letter,
that's a bit like the Matrix.
It's connected to a number.
Yeah.
So it's coded language. So you look at the Travis Scott things. It's like even Travis Scott. I mean, all the symbolism in the concert itself. You had like one sign saying "See you on the other side." You had 8 flames. 8 people died. You had there's a lot of stuff even with him and Drake. I think Drake and him are 6. I think 6.
He's a 6 god. No, Drake calls himself the 6 god.
No, 66 months and 6 weeks or something like that. born apart.
Yeah.
Like kind
He's
of
right.
like,
He's right. I remember. I
Yeah.
remember seeing something like that.
there's a lot of like I said to you, a lot of not even a lot. Sports at the highest level, is scripted. It's scripted. Yeah. I can break down even you can even talk to my brother, right? And he made a bet on a result. Yeah. I broke it down what the result was gonna be before the result came and who was gonna score the goals. And he won money off it. Like, you can break it down. If you understand how it is, bro, I'm telling you, you can break things down. And this occult world, they put a lot of stuff out there. And I'm saying this now because, do you know what? I want people to see salvation. A lot of people need to start waking up and start repenting for their sins. Trust me. Because a lot of people are going to be dragged down to a place that they don't want to go to. And the spiritual warfare is just a madness at the moment right now. The devil's working overtime right now. He's taking out as many people as possible. And people need to start repenting. It's a serious business. This whole thing, this Travis Scott thing, if you look into it a lot deeper from a spiritual level, it was very, very bad. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it too much, but it was very, 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 very bad. And yeah, all I'm saying is that, look, you just look into it a little bit deeper, but with your eyes open.
You know, there's like one thing that you said that is actually backed by science. So like the vibration things and the frequency that you said, there have been studies, because I actually remember we had to do it on a program on Radio 4, right? They did this like study at a university, and they looked at various different musics and like different frequencies and like what correlates with happiness. So that, I understand what you're saying in that respect, because that's actually like backed by multiple researchers. Like no one can argue that.
Yeah.
Like that, I completely understand what you're saying. And I'm like interested in what you're saying, but in the back of my mind, I'm just like, well, if this is the case, like what objective would they have with that? Like what outcome? And I'm genuinely just asking, right? Because I'm just trying to think where with like what you're saying and like understand where you're coming from. But like what purpose is there for demonic music? I understand that there's frequencies behind music that make you feel shit and all this shit, like demoted and whatever. But like if you're saying if there's like a whole like devil aspect of it, like what is like what's the basis behind it?
I think to start from the beginning and everything, from my understanding, studying the Bible, my understanding is that the Most High made 3 perfect angels. Right? One of them was Michael, the angel of war, the archangel. The other one was Gabriel, and the third one, bit of conflict with his name. People call him Lucifer. Obviously, Lucifer's Latin, so that wouldn't be his name. I will go on either Samael or Azazel. He was the angel, the orchestra of music.
The Bible.
That was his thing. He in the heavens, he was the orchestra of music. And when he was sent down, obviously he tried to take 1/3 of the angels with him, and obviously Michael had the other angels, and obviously he lost the battle. He was sent down to earth. This was his world. Like earth was his world. He's the king of this world. So he runs the airwaves and the vibration and the music, which is why, and the entertainment. So, which is why a lot of occults, like if you look up, for example, we're talking about Beyonce, Jay-Z, they're friends with, if you look at Marina Abramovich.
Yeah.
She's a witch. This is their friend. Do you know what I mean? These are people, and she does spirit cooking and does spirit events. It's all online. Like they don't hide. They don't hide nothing. It's just it's up to, if your eyes want to actually have a look at it and see it for what it is. And I'm just gonna call it out for what it is. But this is his world, and he and the thing is that you can see it in the symbolism in a lot of the highest paid celebrities, right? You can't serve 2 masters. Yeah, it's either you're serving the Most High or you're serving the devil. Not the devil, but money. Money is is one of the thing. Money's the main thing that runs this world. Yeah, but you can't serve two masters. They make their allegiance known who they're serving, and you can just look it up through symbolism in pictures, and you can go online. You can click. Let's say David Beckham. You could see him doing a number of poses, satanic poses, but you have to look at where these poses came from.
Oh, not David, man.
David Beckham's there as
In
well.
him as well.
Look. The higher up you are, and the things you
Good
have
old
to, you have
Becks.
to have your humiliation rituals. You have to, like David Beckham, Rebecca Lewis. Look at the whole.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
He just stayed silent.
But
Anyway.
I guess he was humiliated all over the world, and she benefited. I guess.
Yeah, but he
so.
didn't deny it, and he didn't.
Simeone, when he got red carded in the World Cup.
Yeah, but he
Listen,
kicked him.
he had death threats. Listen, everyone hated him.
But I mean,
He got booed everywhere.
most black footballers were getting death threats. Is that they're like?
But now I'm talking about the highest up. The highest up, the ones who make the most amount of money, and that the highest up. Like, give me a name, and I'll give you a humiliation ritual.
Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Come on, man. He's had so many. He got the wink at the World Cup.
Yeah, that weren't though. It just did his
he got
career.
booed everywhere. No, he got booed everywhere. He was hated. He got booed everywhere.
Messi.
Come on, man. This guy, he couldn't win anything
This guy.
for his country for ages.
Look, I don't know, man.
Tony Adams.
Listen, I've got a picture of them
Tony
two
Adams.
having a handshake.
Who? Messi.
Yeah. Certain handshakes. That's what you have to listen. It is
The
what
thing
it
is,
If
like,
people-
I'm aware of it, but
if people don't want to hear it for what it is,
My thing
and that,
is, it's
I'm
like,
fine with that.
what you gonna do about it? We know it.
Listen, keep your friends close.
You know what I mean? It's like, for me, it's like, I'm aware of a lot of things. My thing is, okay, well,
Yeah, but my thing is keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Know what your enemies are doing,
I could care less, man.
so that therefore you
I
know
don't even
what to
have the
do.
time.
You know what to do when things go down.
what's gonna go down though, bruv? What enemies do you have? I'm a bit worried. I don't want you near me.
It's a phrase.
What enemies you got, man?
It's a phrase. It's a
What are
phrase.
you not telling me?
Who you got beef with, man? Who you got beef
Who
with?
I've got beef with?
Who you got beef with, man?
I'm talking. Look, I'm going deep.
I know
right?
you're going deep.
But I'm talking
just-
about end
I'm
times.
just.
I'm talking about the end times. and
I
that,
get you, man.
which we're in now.
Yeah,
and there's
we've
a
been
lot
in
of stuff.
it. We've been in it since 1914.
But there's a lot of it. But it is escalated on another scale just in the last year or
Yeah.
the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Let's say 2 years. It's
Nah,
gone in
I
another
hear that.
scale, and that and people need to be aware of what is going on. It's like what I did talk about what food shortages over a year ago.
You did?
I talked about vaccines. I don't even say that. The solution.
We're gonna go on to the
yeah.
solution soon.
I
man.
talked about that over a year ago.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it's all in documents. If you read them, if people read them, yeah, they're there. Like everything's there. It's just like obviously, yeah. Anyway, I've spoken so much.
All right, so in
Actually getting tired of my voice.
closing, so in closing with the whole Travis Scott thing, you think you're coming from a
It was
All right,
it
well,
was
an
it was a
understanding
satanic
of a
ritual. It was a
satanic
ritual.
ritual.
It was a ritual.
Okay.
100% was a ritual. And that.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Okay. John?
my thing is, like I said, I'm not looking at it so deep. I'm just looking at it as you're in a crowded place and people are pushing. I'm on stage doing whatever it is I'm doing. You want me to
Should he have stopped?
You want me to be held accountable for these people that are not listening? Because if you're pushing, you're hurting someone, right? Forget about the deepness. Let's just look at it for what it is right now.
I'm not saying nothing.
Right? I'm just looking at it as, at what point do we start? Because it's just the same thing. Like, what happened the other day? Something happened. And it's like, oh, I'm suing this person. It's like, but if you used your common sense, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, but you've got to remember mass hysteria. Like when you have, like, what did you say, 50,000 people? Like you can't. It's one of those things like we said about energy, right?
Yeah.
If you have 50,000 people pushing or whatever, you can't then. It's almost like you're. I'm not saying you, but it's
Yeah.
almost like victim blaming Like, you can't, they're innocent people. They're in this place. There's like so many emotions. Like, I'm not going to sit around and say, well, you should have done. What do you expect them to do? Just stand still?
What I'm saying is, it's like everyone's saying, oh, I'm going to sue him. Fine, right? Sue him. But there comes a time when people, us as well, you have to kind of like, when Stratford Rex was open, there used to be a thing where we all used to slam dance. So we go in the middle and just throw people around when a tune will come on, like a DMX tune, a really rowdy one. There's certain times where I'm like, yeah, I'm not really up for that. And I'll just maneuver myself away from it, right? And I'll see people get hurt and I'm just there. So now it's like, that's me using my brain thinking, hang on a minute.
Yeah, but mate, not everyone's as smart.
Well, this is...
there you go. But then I'm not trying to inflate your ego, but that's, if common sense was common, it wouldn't...
No, you're right. But it's not even a smart thing. It's just think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Travis needs to hold account. It's his festival, essentially. So he's going to have to hold some accountability.
And apparently the police, sorry to cut you off, the police department said 4 hours beforehand, being like, there's too many people. So there was warning.
Yeah.
So the fact that someone said this and like preempted it 4 hours beforehand, I'm not comfortable with that. Like, I think the event organisers should be held accountable.
Yes.
Travis Scott to an extent, because really he is just the performer.
Yeah.
But he does need to like publicly apologise.
Well, he did it. We came off wrong, innit?
Yeah. I watched something
awful.
I think he should have just shut up. Because if you're going to do that, say nothing. But furthermore, write a statement.
That's what Drake did.
Write a statement and be done with it. Because what he did, it wasn't it.
Have an interview with Oprah.
Oh God!
She's the devil too. I love Oprah.
I side with him because I don't like her myself. But let's keep it here. Let's keep it here.
I'm not saying anything.
Let's keep it here.
Oh man, so I'm indifferent, man. I'm just like, and to be honest, I don't like his music anyway. I could care less.
Stargazing is alright. I like stargazing.
No, I don't like any of it.
I like stargazing.
I tell her, like, there was one tune that he had, and then I think it was
Sun is out, it's freezing cold.
It was a good tune, and then he flipped
Drake.
it.
I love that track.
And then it was like, I don't like this tune no more. I like the intro.
Yeah, because he flipped it a bit. Yeah.
And then when he flipped it, I was like, what's this crap, man? I turned it off. So I don't really like his stuff. So no.
Travis Jenner. He's like Travis Jenner, isn't he? Like
Travis Jenner, you know.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? But okay. Kardashians. All the guys that gets with them, they're all actually, you know what? You might have a point. Damn. Damn, penny drop. You might have a point. So the Kardashians are. Sorry, Joe. No.
I'm done. I'm done with it. I said my piece.
You said sorry. Just one moment. You did say that the Kardashians are witches or they practice Kabbalah. You said.
I said it, man.
And what happened to Kanye and the other guy?
Lamar. Yeah, he turned a bit crazy.
They all just went a bit mad. Oh damn, he might have a point. Holy shit.
The dad.
Oh yeah. Caitlyn.
Dead. Oh, the Jenner's dead.
No, Robert Kardashian has just been letting Black China treat him.
Well,
like
he was their sacrifice,
idiot.
isn't it? So anyway,
right, should we just move on? Let's go to a more controversial topic. Primary school asked boys and teachers to wear skirts to class to promote equality.
What?
That was a news article in the Daily Mail.
Wait, say again. What they promote? They want teachers and children.
Primary school asks boys and teachers to wear skirts to class to promote equality.
So a grown man teacher can wear a skirt to.
You've got Scottish kilts.
No, skirts.
No, skirts.
Yeah, but what's the difference between
not Scotland.
Kilt.
Not London.
Kilt is a culture, right? It's Scottish culture. So that's not our culture. Yeah. So when you're going to school, right? So you got a boy, and he comes home. Mum, my teacher said I got to come to school in a skirt tomorrow to promote equality. Everyone's doing it.
Thoughts?
To be honest, like I feel like we're gonna get down dangerous waters. Because
okay, right.
I understand what you guys are
Understood.
saying. But I just think if you
we understand.
if you feel comfortable, then do it. Like I like the message behind it, but I think that's not how you get equality. I think it's one of those like showman things. Like if you really want equality, like you should be teaching equality classes. You should be talking about like the differences that men and women have. Talk about the pay gap. Talk about female genital mutilation. There's so many like horrible things that they need to actually teach you about. And like I know this sounds horrible, and I'm like I feel uncomfortable even saying it because I'm like a room with just guys.
It's
but
fine.
like you do need to teach men not to rape women. Like you do need to have these conversations. And wearing a skirt is not enough. Like when is that ever going to tell someone? And I personally don't believe in equality. I believe in equity. Like you can't have equality if someone's already at a disproportionate level. Like it doesn't make sense in my head because then it's not a level playing field.
I think though this is more to do with the fact of not see what the point you said about teaching men not to rape. I wish that was the point they were trying to make, but unfortunately, that wasn't the point they're trying to make. What they're trying to do, it's that whole thing of not identifying gender. So, for instance, like in my daughter's school now, it's like there's things of, you know, you shouldn't refer to your daughter as a girl if she don't like it, basically, things like that. And that's what that is pushing. You shouldn't really put that on your child. So if you got a boy, you shouldn't like, oh, boys do this or girls do that. So that's what they're doing. I wish it was teaching men not to rape women, because then at that point I'd be like, okay, wearing a skirt, does that really teach them? No, but I kind of get the point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that is not that, unfortunately. This is just a thing of they're trying to make it so if a girl make it comfortable for girls and boys to identify however they want, point blank period. So you could have a boy who would feel like he wants to wear a skirt one day. That's okay. That's what they want you to do. Point blank period.
And I don't see the problem with it. I feel like I'm definitely going to be the outsider in this one. I think
I've got 3 girls, so for me, this isn't even an issue. There's girls, they wear skirts, they wear trousers. Like, it's not an issue for me. But if I had a boy, I might feel a certain way. I don't know, because I don't have a boy. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I had a boy, I'd be able to comment a bit more. But I got 3 girls. This is.
Can I drop one to them? Right. So on Wednesday, I was only at Beatrice Centre from Wednesday to Thursday this week.
Yeah.
And Wednesday, I just saw a schoolboy in a dress, in a skirt, and he didn't look any older than 12. My thing is this: when you hit the puberty level and you want to start doing that thing, when you start getting puberty and you're able to start paying bills, you can do what. But I just personally, I just feel that this is being forced on kids, and I don't think that's fair. If they want to identify. Personally, I think it's, you know what it is? It is a bit of a trend. And also to me, as well this week, I was serving two schoolgirls, 2 burritos. And she said, "Oh, could you get one for my friend as well?" So I said, "Oh, so what does he want?" No, it's Z. I refer to him as Z, yeah, because he really, really get angry. I was
What's
like,
Z? What is
pronoun?
That mean?
Pronouns.
I don't understand.
Gender pronouns. You know, there's him and her and they and they. There's Z and Z. Z and I can't remember. Z and Z. I can't remember. But I had to refer to this person as a Z. That Z-I-E.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's so many ones you have to remember. I'm like, mate, I got so much things to do in my life all day long. I got girls I got to raise at home. Got to have a dog to raise next week. I'm gonna have to deal with with kittens soon. Yeah, pregnant misses. I don't have the time in my head. I'm like, look, you want a spree or what type of thing.
Yeah.
But it seems like the people who's getting it are getting younger and younger and younger and younger. And when you hit puberty and you're in a mindset where you can actually understand it yourself, then obviously go for it. But when you're 10, 11, that's where I got a bit of a oh man, really? That's the way that's the way how I see it, really. Puberty levels and the maturity levels. But not when you're 10 or 12.
It's a difficult one.
It is a difficult one. And I know and I get it's a sensitive one, but to me in my world, I'm an 80s baby, man.
I wish it was what Anita said. I do. Because
obviously,
that would semi make sense to me.
It's loosely connected, but yeah. Like,
you know what I mean? Because I think there does need to be an education there in terms of
100%.
how do men treat women. But then you could also argue, right, let's look at their upbringing. If they've seen their mum being treated a certain way by a man, that's the only example they've got. And one could argue, all right, well, you can only use that excuse to a certain point. And I'm an avid believer. You can't keep using, it's my upbringing at 21. Furthermore, at 18, to be honest with you. Once you hit that 18 level, that old excuse, it's my upbringing, no, you got to sort it out. Get counselling, do whatever it is you got to do, sort it out. You know what I mean? Because when the way I grew up, there was just my mum in the house. So it was just like, I only had the example of my mum. That's it. I never saw a man disrespect her, nothing, because it was just my mum. You know what I mean? So I've had to learn point blank period how to be a man and also how to treat a woman. You know? So it can be done. It's not like it can't be done.
Absolutely.
So I wish it was that though, but I know it's not that. That's the thing.
And also, I'm not being funny, but I mean, saying to little boys that they can identify as girls and letting them wear a skirt, like,
Equally,
growing up,
I've seen a boy. There's a boy in my youngest class, and because she's in the infant school, so they've got like a little cornered off playground where they play all the kids. Yeah. And sometimes Chloe's, she's 11. She's like in a bigger school. She sees Charlotte play, and there's one boy that will just play with dolls in the corner, girls' dolls, and that he's 4. So
I saw Palmer, by the way, on Apple TV.
There you go.
Damn.
It's a good film, but it's, you know what I mean? But yeah, there's a boy and he's just playing on his own and he's cool with it. So maybe he's made that decision in his head early.
But the fact that we even had gendered toys is a problem. Like, why is one toy feminine, one toy masculine? Why do boys get these puzzles and girls get teddy bears? Do you know what I mean? And they've also done studies on that, and the reason why women tend to go into health and social care and like humanities as like subjects is based off what they played with, like when they're younger. So like if you compare the toys that you guys probably got compared to, like, to be honest, actually I was that person that would reach for the puzzles, but at the same time, like, I would be gifted Barbies, and then no, I actually used to throw them out the window. I don't even look like a single person. Why do I have this shit? So like throw out the window. But yeah, if you compare it to that, but back onto the topic. Sorry, I digress.
That's all right.
Like, we do all the time.
Yeah, we do.
I'm only going to say one thing, and I'm going to personally let you guys talk about this, but I am a supporter of the LGBTQ community, and I do have friends that are non-binary. And in my personal opinion, if you look throughout history, there have been so many accounts of similar situations. You have the dancing boys in Turkey during the Ottoman Empire. You have various different scenarios where your gender has been ambiguous. I think, please don't quote me, but I think it's Japanese culture where men... It might be, I'm sorry, I really don't know the specifics, but they dress up as women and they would like dance around and they would like cater. These things have been happening for thousands of years. And if you even look at nature, there are gay dolphins. Like, who am I to turn around and say no? And I understand what you guys are saying about the fact that like it's being fed onto these kids, but I would argue against it. It's been thousands of years of repression, and they finally now feel comfortable to open out and speak about it. And think about it from the child's perspective, right? When did you guys realize you were straight? You've always just known you were straight, right? So why would that be any different for the kid? If they don't know, if they don't identify as male or female and it's not hurting anyone, then I personally don't see the problem. And if the only interference it has on you guys is by having to change he or she to they to them, then what harm does that have to you? Think about it from their perspective, right? Is that they have everyone, for example, these conversations being told that they're wrong, that this is like, why are you trying to corrupt my children? Like all these horrible things. And then for you to be brave enough to come out and say, actually, I'm going to stay true to who I am, then would it really hurt you just to say they, them? That's my thought process around it.
Okay.
And even if you disagree with it, fine. Like, you don't have to agree with everything that everyone's doing, but that is, as long as it's not hurting anyone and it's their decision, and all you have to do is just change a few words, and for the sake of their mental health and all these things, just say it. Do you know what I mean? Like, suicide is on the rise. all these things that are happening. I just think it doesn't hurt just to say they, them. If I, for example, if I say something that offends someone, and we're all human, we all make mistakes, right? I'm not going to sit around and say I'm an angel. If I behave in a way or say something that might piss someone off and they confide in me and tell me, yo, like I don't appreciate that, I will sit to myself and be like, okay, they've been brave enough to tell me this. Yeah. What can I do to ensure that I don't hurt this person again? Because that's the way I view it. That's I just think you have to be really fucking brave to. I don't know if I can swear by.
Yeah. You can. It's fine.
You've already done it.
Too late.
Would have stopped you like an hour ago.
It's fine. Trust me.
But to like come out and just go against like the norm and to like, I just don't think anyone would do that for. I've heard some people in the past say, "Oh, they're looking for attention." Who would ever want to like potentially like be in danger 24/7? Like I think it's so brave when a man or like, for example, they or them or like a gay man that wants to wear like, what is it called? Androgynous piece of clothing where it's like basically where it's like you can't tell the gender through the clothing.
Right, okay.
I don't know if I'm saying this right. So there's probably someone that's going to correct me online, but fuck you, I don't care.
Don't get offended, man.
But if you're like brave enough to leave the house with makeup on and a skirt, knowing that there might be like, I don't know, a skinhead or a homophobe person that's going to punch you in the face, and you're still brave enough to do that shit, good for you, man. As long as you're not hurting anyone, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's my thought process.
I think we all kind of think that way.
When it comes to the children, though, children should just be kids.
Yeah.
And I think when you start doing all of this, let's everybody wear skirts, just leave them. Like I said, the boy, he plays with dolls. So clearly we know he's not, he's going to find out later on down the line what he wants to identify. That's purely natural. He's just doing that on his own. No one's troubling him. In fact, all the girls play with him, including Charlotte. You know what I mean? But when you're doing this in the schools, and like you said, there are other real problems. They are. Because like, at the end of the day, let's take racism, for example. All these kids are black and white. They're playing together fine. Right? Let's go visit them back in 15, 16 years. They won't be like that. Because the teachings of their parents or the media, somebody will have a problem. You know what I mean? Racism is not, it's not a thing where you're born with it. Because kids, like I said, all these kids, they're black, white, Asian, whatever, they're playing happily in harmony. There's not a problem. Go visit them 18 years on. A few of them won't be like that. Right? And this is my thing. Let the kids be kids. Teach them what they need to be taught.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you think by them... Look, I'm not saying I necessarily agree with this like initiative, right? Yeah. But do you think them... And this is for all of you. That if a boy wears a skirt, that could make them non-binary or gay. So because you're saying it's being forced on them... Yeah. Like, so what's the outcome by it being forced? Does it make them? Is this what you're saying? Because I'm just trying to understand what you're like, the thought process behind it. Right.
My thing is, it's like, for instance, if I was to, how can I break this down? Even okay. So if I was to, I'm trying to think an easier way to break this down so you understand how my thought process is. But my thing is, let them just be free, right? Don't say, oh, we're going to have everyone wear skirts today, or everyone's going to wear trousers today. Just let them be kids. Teach them their ABCs. Teach them how to read. Teach them things that they're going to properly need. And then as they grow, like you can get into this kind of discussion when they hit teens.
Puberty.
Yeah. Get into this discussion.
That's my only
Because
argument.
the thing is, at that point, hormones is happening. People don't understand what's going on with their bodies. You can have these hard conversations. And to be honest, those conversations need to be had, because let's just take away this and talk about the baby rate between young people. It's just ridiculous. So, you know, if we had these kind of talks at the teen stage, that would be better. But at 4 or 5, nah.
Look, I agree with you, because what 4 or 5-year-old is being homophobic? Do you know what I mean? I actually understand what you're saying in that respect. I 100% get it. I just think that like, and like you said, it should be around 15, 16. So I feel like that's when everyone starts, like maybe 14 even.
You
like
start understanding.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily saying that you're saying this by any means, or any of you are thinking this, but I'm just saying from the past where I've heard people say stuff like this in the past, where they say, they're trying to make your kids gay.
Nah,
And then-
because the thing is, like I said, there's a 4-year-old.
Yeah, no.
And he's playing with dolls, and you can see, you could probably see, he's probably going to be the one when he hits teens. He's going to be like, I'm figuring shit out.
Or maybe he just liked a girl. Like, but why can't a boy like a girl's toy and they still be straight? Like, why does that make? This is my problem with like society, right? Is that anything that is like slightly feminine automatically gets put into this like, gay category, right? Why can't he can still be straight? Like, why is? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. He could
the same
be.
way
Yeah,
that I used to play with like male toys didn't make me a man.
Yeah.
So, but why is that always in the reverse? Like, why is like masculinity so fragile that they can't play with the girls? For example, okay, hear me out. I spoke to a few of my male friends that said that they listened to the Summer Walker album, right?
Summer Walker. Okay, yeah.
And they
From
liked
last week.
it.
Yeah.
But they would never post it. And I was like, so it would hurt you to just say that you liked a female singer. Like, why does it?
Oh, no, I'm not like that.
No, I know, but my point is like the kid
I
just could
love my
like
R&B,
the feminine toy and still be straight.
Probably, yeah.
There's a lot of bad vibrations on that Summer Walker album. Just saying.
Oh yeah, the Ciara
Killing
letter.
all my verse.
No, you're right. Probably,
that
you could be 100% right. But what I'm saying to you is, at this point, he's 4. He's having fun.
Yeah. Good.
Like,
yeah.
I don't see the point in saying, right, we're gonna wear skirts today. Why?
Yeah, it's a dumb age
Yeah.
group to do it for.
It's just stupid.
Let
It's just
them-
like
let them get to
be
puberty.
kids. Let them get to puberty, because puberty is when you start. Well, it's not even that. I think Chloe's 11. She's asking questions now about certain things. So it happens earlier, depending on the child.
And this is the problem as well. You know, when it comes to LGBT as well, I've heard that in certain places, they're even trying to teach LGBT lessons
In schools.
to under 7 or under 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
Can you discuss LGBT without talking about sex? You can't, can you?
Yeah, you can. Like, think about like your parents when you were 7 and 8. You would like, I remember like asking my parents about like how, and my parents used to give like a shit response, like you touch each other's like thighs or like or the knees. I was like, how are kids born? Like all this shit. But like you can still have those conversations without having to. You just make it more of a love conversation.
More
I'm not
like-
trying to make it
yeah,
soppy, but
I was
like,
told to stalk
that's
I was
cute.
told to stalk as well.
for a long time
Yeah.
until
You
I
lot
watched.
were all accidents, man.
I
I
watched
don't know why
that.
you're acting like.
Listen,
That's why I'm an only child, man.
I was born 9 months like on my parents' anniversary.
You was an accident,
Their wedding,
bruv. You was an
and
accident.
then I was born 9 months
Bruv,
later.
You was an accident.
I was pleasantly planned, man.
you know what I mean?
With me, they got it right one time.
No, they
One
probably
time.
got scared.
That's why they stopped.
Oh hell no! We're not no more.
Never again.
No sir, not me. Well, all right. So have we done this topic? Have we done it? Chris, you ain't said nothing, man.
Yeah, man, you kept that one quiet, man. You gonna go spiritual again?
No, because I spoke a lot on the last one, so I thought let me just hold it back a little bit. But yeah, no, I think it's pretty much the same. Like obviously, my son's 8, and if he was told that he has to wear a skirt in school, I'll think that's wrong because of the age that he is, and because he's for me he's quite an emotional child, and he's still growing. He just wants to have fun. In terms of if he got older to a point where, you know, if he got older and he said he was gay, I'm not gonna disown him or anything like that. I will love him the same way, but that's for him to make that decision if he wants to do it in the long run. Whereas where you got the kids that are like 4 or 5 years old, that's way too young to force anything on them. But I did like the point. I love the point on men should be taught about not raping women. And
It's a crazy that we have to. When you say it out loud,
It sounds crazy, doesn't
yeah,
it?
but because it's just standard.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like no means no. Relax.
Right, exactly.
But not a lot of people
I
know
know,
that.
yeah,
Not a lot
yeah.
of people know that.
And that's
is
the crazy
insane,
thing,
man.
That's the crazy thing. It's like, obviously, like I've got an 18-year-old and I think about that now. Whereas before I didn't think about it a lot. And then now she's growing into a young woman and she's going out. I'm thinking about that. I'm like,
She's going out a bit too much though, man.
she goes out a lot. I
Yeah,
know.
I know.
Let her
She's,
live her life, man.
No.
she's an athlete. She shouldn't be doing and she's always out partying and I'm just like, oh
Yes,
man.
girl.
So my phone's always on loud now. Because if I get that call, I'm jumping in that car and I'm going.
Paying that £12.
I'll pay that £12 you less charge, mate. I'll be down there. You know what I mean? But it's like I think about things like that all the time now, and it's just like, damn, you know what I mean? And then I look at certain men, and like even when she's with me, certain time, you get certain men looking at her, and I'm looking at them in their eye, like
not even blinking.
it's just like, you know what I mean? It's my daughter. Don't do that. You know what I mean? But it's mad how that has to be said, and then you got to look at, well, where does this seed actually come from in their head to want to behave like that? That is the burning question, because it's like, you know, like I referred to before, it's like, all right, you can see how your mum's been treated, but then that's not really an excuse. What happens between the ages of when you turn to 18 to that point of where you want to do that? What happens?
So correct me if I'm wrong, right? And I'll stop talking soon because I feel like I've spoken.
No, it's fine. No, we want you to.
This is why you're on the show.
This is why you're here.
You're here to talk.
But I feel like a lot of men get advice with getting girls, and they say like, if she says no, like just keep trying. And then, but I understand the thought process behind this. But when you say that and then you don't back it up with in a sexual way, then when they're never listening to the no, right? So if you ask out a girl and she says no, maybe she's playing hard to get. I understand the reason why you might keep going, but then when do you realize that she is uncomfortable? When do you realize that no
you
really
can
means no?
You can pretty much tell.
But again,
straight
you
off.
guys are basing this off the way that you guys think, and it's great to know that you guys already have this like internal way of being able to read the energy and understand that she's not comfortable. But not a lot of people are as perceptive as you guys. Not a lot of people can pick up on that.
But you know what? I think that's because we come from an era where we actually had to talk to women, right? That's the problem. We actually had to, if you wanted to get a woman's number, you have to communicate. There's none of this swiping or talking via text. I literally had to show my personality. So at that point, you had to become a great reader in understanding, well, maybe she's not about it. Sometimes you could tell if you said certain things or you pushed a bit harder, you'll get the number. And certain girls, you just tell, they'll be like, no.
Yeah.
And you can just feel that energy. You're like, you know what? I'm going this way. It's fine.
Yeah.
And no, your butters anyway or anything like that. I hear guys do that, and I think like,
that.
why you doing that? But you wanted her though. You wanted to be with her.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, but even like to the point of like yesterday, I was on the phone to my sister and that, and she was out, and then we made the conversation on the phone, and she's like, no, like I'm on the phone, like I'm talking on the phone. And I'm hearing like some guy in the background, so I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not really gonna get too vexed or anything like that. She's you know, she can look after herself and that. But the guy just kept on going on, like, and she's like, I'm on the phone to my big brother. Like as soon as, and when she said big brother, I was thinking, yes, he's definitely gonna stop. She's like, no, like, no, I don't. I'm not giving you my number. I'm not. He kept on going, and then she said, she's got a boyfriend. I've got a boyfriend.
Did he use the line?
No, he was still, yeah. He's like, she's like, what?
Like, you know what? No, wait. We've got to.
Obviously, listen, back in the day. Yeah,
we
obviously
have to.
Back in the day.
We're not going to sit here and just, you know what I mean? And now we've got a female guessing we need to expose, right?
I get horrified now.
Now, back in the day, this is back in the day.
Can we just say that what we would have done back in the day wouldn't be acceptable?
No, you wouldn't do it now.
But it was more of a normal thing back then.
Times, man.
But for us, it worked.
Yeah.
Now, that could have been two things. Like, maybe she was really interested and she just played hard to get, which generally 98% of the time, that was that.
Yeah.
Because a girl would say to us, like, you talk to them direct and they'll be like, I've got a man. So my direct response is, well, he's not here. And then we'll keep talking, and then she'll
asking about your man.
She would, and she would laugh.
Here,
She would laugh, and then you'll realise. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, there'll be that look. Oh, you're one of them, and then they'll just go. You'll know. Sometimes though, you get the ones where they're laughing, and then you're like, all right, let me just try a little bit harder. So you start talking, and they're interacting. Then you get the number. You just put your phone out, get your number. But we had the luxury of communicating, And I think that helped massive. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was obviously rapes going on back in the day when we were out. But I do think our generation were lucky in the terms of we didn't have this Tinder, Twitter, or whatever it is now, where you're just talking and text, and then
lazy way.
when you get to face, you've got some sort of expectation. She don't meet that expectation, then the boy gets angry. Yeah. And then the end result is that. Which this is all my thoughts that happen when I look at my daughter going out. It's just like, well, who are you texting? Who are you talking to? What's this? Because my mind just goes crazy. You know what I mean? It goes nuts, and then I'm thinking, if anything happens to you, I'm going to jail tonight because I'm not. You know what I mean? But no, I think that is the luxury of us. But we're not by any stretch of the means good guys. Like, we're good, but we've done mistakes.
I think what it was back in the day, it was for us. It was like you said, you can get a vibe of them if someone was interested or if they wasn't interested. So you knew what to push and what not to push, and obviously, as soon as you felt that it wasn't a comfortable situation, you immediately back off. Like there's no there's no love lost or anything like that, or hard feelings or anything like that. And I think there's guys that take it to a different level when they hear the word no. It's like an insult. It's like they feel like their friends are about, or if it'll ruin their reputation that they got told no.
But do you know what annoys me about that? Is that men need to get and women need to get comfortable with rejection. I am so comfortable with
100%.
because I have to sit there and think there are 3.5 billion of the opposite sex that I'm attracted to. Not everyone is going to find me attractive. Not everyone is going to want to be with me.
Yep.
And you have to humble yourself in that way, because like if you don't try, you're never going to get it. And like what's the worst that can happen? You're going to get a no. You're in the same position. Yeah, right. And it's the same thing with men. I remember once I had to have this conversation with one of my friends back in America, because I studied in America. Yeah. Context you didn't need to know. But anyway, so I was speaking to him and he was like, yeah, she's a bitch. Like, she didn't want to take my number. And I was like, mate, like the same way you don't find every woman attractive, it's the same way that she might not find you attractive. Just brush it off your shoulders. You should have enough self-esteem that it doesn't even hurt you. Let that shit go. And I think one thing that I'm going to praise you guys on is the fact that A, mate, you sound like an incredible father.
Oh, thank you.
But B, having these conversations are so important, because I remember back in uni, like 5-6 years ago, one of my friends basically said that racism doesn't exist, and I was like, how are you as a white man telling me that racism doesn't exist? Right?
Whoa,
yeah, exactly. But now he would never dare say something like that, because it's public knowledge. We're having these conversations, people are talking about racism. And I feel like the female movement is just slightly falling behind the racism movement, right? And I'm not trying to compare the two. I get what you're saying. Really, really important. But I think men don't speak about women issues as much, and I can only go so far speaking about it, because if I face a man that is misogynistic or doesn't care about women, and I'm telling him that he should care, why is he going to listen to me? He already doesn't rate me, right? But having men speak about these topics just is so much more important. So during like the whole BLM movement, like I was posting stuff like left, right, and center, and I was having people being like questioning me about it or like asking more, and I was like, look, read these things, whatever. Do you guys remember Cambridge Analytica? It was like a news story that came out like a year or two
vaguely,
ago, right?
Yeah.
So Cambridge Analytica were this communication company that was hired by
Facebook, wasn't it?
They used Facebook, right? Yeah. So they were hired for Donald Trump's presidency, the first one, and Brexit. Now, what they did was they found people that were apolitical, people that did not have any form of political belief. And they would send these targeted advertisements, these fake Facebook accounts that was basically like, love Donald Trump and like all this like bullshit propaganda, with the same thing that they were doing with Brexit. Right. Now, they would purposely target people that didn't have an opinion, because they're the easiest people to sway. If you have a hard left person that's like Labour, good luck trying to make them like conservative, and vice versa. But if you pick someone that doesn't really care and doesn't have an opinion, you can change their opinion very quickly, right? So my thought process behind it, because I could tell some people were like, Anita, chill out, but I don't care. I'm trying to use the same tactics that they used to get Donald Trump in presidency, and I bet you're going to say something like it was all planned or some next shit. But it was probably all planned through Cambridge Analytica, right? So like, there is some truth to what you're saying there, because they were literally hired with that like notion. And then my thought process is that like, if they used that tactic, yes, again, I'm a small machine in the cog, but why not use the same thought process for good. Why not promote this? Why not? And I had one of my friends who I absolutely loved to death. She was like, Anita, I never knew half of this shit. And like, had you not been posting this? And she was like, Anita, but I feel uncomfortable. Like, I'm white and blonde. Like, why should I be posting this? And I was like, if anything, you are the most important person that should be posting this, because all your, like, I'm not trying to say her friends were racist, but like anyone that she knows that might be racist is more inclined to listen to a white person than a person of color, right? Yeah. And it's the same thought process when it comes to female issues. So like you guys speaking about it I actually went silent for a second because I was like, this is so nice to be able to speak about it with men, because I'm done speaking about it with women, because it's a horrible conversation. We're all sharing each other's stories and experiences, and it there's only so much we can talk about it, because it's like a broken record. Like at this point, we can't do anything. So I am so proud of all three of you that you've had this conversation. You're clearly a good father, mate, and like well done, like all of you. Like
thank you.
I just really hope that you guys keep posting shit about women's issues, and like because
we try. I mean, the problem is as well, it's a sticky one, because when you post, you get some women. What are you doing? This is women's.
What do you know? What do you know?
Like,
But there's always a hater, right? You can't. Look, I got the same thing. They were like, "Yeah, but you're not black," and I was like, "I don't need to be black to see that it's a fucking problem."
Exactly.
Like, what the hell? Like, I didn't understand it, and it got to a point where like I've now tried to take a step back from posting political things, because I just thought to myself again, like, well, mate, if you're the opposite opinion of me and you're stuck in your ways, I'm not going to change your opinion. So like, why am I posting this? I'm basically preaching to the choir. 90% of my followers, I have a big following group anyway, but they think the same way as me. So when it comes to politics, like I don't post it, and my job, like there's no need for me to do that. But when it comes to racism and feminism, like I do definitely think that we need to be posting more about it, and especially the opposite of those affected groups should be the most vocal about it, because you have to understand your sense of privilege. And then if you're not using it for good, then like, it's a bold statement, but you're essentially selfish. Until you're told, okay, so you're not selfish until you've had this conversation with someone. But if someone has told you and then you still choose to do nothing, then you are part of the problem.
No, I agree. And I do think men have to have the uncomfortable conversation. They do. And also, we said this before, it's friends holding their friends accountable. When you see something happen. Because I think we've done it in Carnival. Someone done something. They said something. It's like, mate, that was wrong. I was in the limo, innit? And a girl came to the window, and one of our friends said something, and it was just wrong. And I was like, bruv, don't say that. What are you doing? Just stop. And I think more of that needs to happen. And a lot of the times, men, a group of friends, men, they don't really do that. It's not really a thing of they're afraid. It's just him being him. That's it. But that woman doesn't know that. You know, she could be scared. She could be thinking a whole million things, and she don't know that. So I think pulling him up or pulling your friend up, men need to do that more. I do feel we do need to do that more. And I'm thinking, the thing is as well.
Also, it's the people that you hang around with as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you the people the friends that you choose, you tend to incline to become part of them, which means that you're finding their actions more acceptable than not acceptable.
I mean, I'm a little indifferent because, like I said, I've got 3 girls, so my mind it thinks outside the box completely. So when I see certain things, I tend to pull it up very quickly, and I don't care who I offend. If I see it and it's like, well, hang on a minute, would I want my daughter to go through that? Like, there was an instance where a woman was getting harassed on the train by 2. The crazy thing, I said this story before, I'll tell you, and it's a crazy thing. Get on the train, 2 white boys, 1 white lady. Get on the train, I'm in a suit, a tie, I had a Louis Vuitton bag, right? Now, there is a point to my story, right? She sees me, pulls her bag closer. My bag costs more than everything that you're wearing. It's real, right? First and foremost. So I thought, whatever. So I kept my headphones on. And the boys started harassing her. And it's me, her, and the 2 boys on this couch late at night. It's about 11:30 at night. So I got in my bag and I'm thinking, oh, man, do I intervene? I don't want to intervene. I just want to go home. I don't want to do this. But What if my wife was on the train? What if my daughter was on the train? I got to put some sort of karma out there just in case I'm not there to protect them. Someone might think that's how my brain starts to go crazy with different scenarios. And in the end, I approach them like, leave her alone. You know what I mean? Like, leave her alone, get off the next stop. If you don't get off the next stop, then it's going to be a problem. Luckily, they got off the next stop because it's 2 versus 1. I'm not sure what I would have done, but something would have gone down. And, you know, she said, thank you very much. Her whole demeanour changed. But her thing was, she was more afraid of me at the start. And I'm in a suit and tie, and my bag costs more than her whole time. It's just like, are you kidding me? And these boys, they're in hoodies, you know what I mean? But they were just chilling, and they tried to approach her. And this is the thing, I'm a big believer of, if my wife or my daughters are in this position, I would want someone to step up. So I will always try and intervene where I can. You know what I mean? If I'm with my little one, it happened one time I was with my, she was 3 at the time. I couldn't really intervene because it's like, well, I got my little daughter here. I'm not going to put her in jeopardy. So I just got off the train. I just thought, I don't want to see it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just it's crazy, but men do need to be holding men accountable. We do. Definitely. And we don't do it enough.
And I do, sorry.
No.
I just want to make one point. Like, whatever reason gets you to intervene, I'm here for it. But my problem is that one of my old friends, they had a kid and they had a daughter, and then I used to he used to low-key say some not homophobic, sorry, misogynistic stuff towards women. Like, you could just tell his mentality, and it used to grind my gears a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And then he had a daughter, and he was like, Anita, I now understand what you're saying. And I was like, look, I'm really glad that you now understand what I'm saying. But the problem is, and I'm not saying this about you by any means, but a lot of men don't view women as human until they've had a daughter or they have a wife. So the fact that you have to associate it to a personal connection for you to realize that it's wrong, then we're not viewed as human. We're not viewed as your equal. Do you know what I mean? Not human necessarily, but do you get my point? Is that if you have to use it as a sense of comparing it to your mum or your aunt, why can't you just understand that it's wrong?
Yeah,
period?
no, 100%. Yeah,
and I think that is something that needs to be discussed, and we need to speak about it. And
but the problem is, most men won't, like you said, they won't identify until they've got something close that they care about. I mean, I was the only boy for a long time in my family because my brothers are older; they moved out, so I was raised around my bigger sister and my mum. So I already knew how to treat a woman. But I think I started thinking more in terms of how I approach women, especially the whole thing of, oh, you got a man. You know, I stopped doing that after my firstborn was born. It was just like, you know what I mean? And then after that, it was obviously as she grows and you're watching her, now she's a full-grown young lady. My mind is very different now, but I understand. But certain men, they unfortunately, if they're born with a dad who's like them, they're never going to get it until they have.
But I disagree. I think education is the biggest tool, and that's why I think when we were first speaking about when I thought it was about issues, I think education is a massive
100%. But we also know, we know someone who's 35, isn't it? Very headstrong, and this conversation would trigger him.
If the shoe fits.
And this is what I'm saying. It's we're able to have this conversation because like I said before, we've had the luxury, and it is a luxury when you look back on it now. It's a luxury because we've had the luxury of I remember when the internet wasn't around. That's how old I am. I know when it first started. I was there when it kicked off. I had the luxury of not being an internet baby. So I know how to communicate. Whereas a lot of these people, they're hiding behind Twitter, fake Twitter pages and passing comments, looking at free porn now. So they've got this image of how their woman should be when they approach. And when it's not like that, they have a problem. Whereas we never had that. We never had a life like that. Our lives were very different when we grew up. We had to interact with people and learn how to talk. So I think we actually, yeah.
But I have faith that if you guys keep teaching your kids that, I just don't want to be pessimistic about it. I think as long as we have these conversations, like you don't know who is going to change their mind.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like, one problem that I have is that if I'm approached by someone and I'm basically telling them I'm not interested, I will always feel more comfortable telling them I have a fictional partner than telling them the truth. Because, like,
no, I understand.
You might hate me, but sometimes I think some men, their ego is so fragile that if I turn around and say I'm not interested, they'll take that personally. But the minute I bring up,
you're right.
No, you are.
Yeah,
My missus, she used to do that. She used to say that she's, you know, when she was single, she got approached and she didn't like it. She would say she's got a partner.
Because men will respect men more than they will respect what the women are saying, and that is
Right.
Yeah, no, you're right.
No, and
you're 100% right.
Yeah, I've actually witnessed it myself. I've seen a member of staff say that she's got a partner and she didn't at the time, but she just didn't want to be approached by the guy. And in the end, it had for me to come in and step in and say, look, can you stop?
Yeah, leave her.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, you know, guys need to learn how to draw that line, but it comes down to the education. And this is something that even the education system itself is massively flawed.
Yes.
It's massively flawed.
There's so much they need to be teaching, and they're just not.
They don't. And all we get taught is just basically, especially all we get really taught is how to work for your future employer.
yeah.
That's what you get taught. And
No life skills or anything.
Nothing.
It's taken like NatWest and Barclays and other high street banks to just actually come into schools and actually teach these kids some life skills. Why should it be their job? Shouldn't have to be.
Yeah, I mean, then when you arguing that, see, with me again, I'm not the dad of the year, but I taught Aaliyah, my eldest one. Like I said to her, she had to do an essay on credit reporting. And I'm saying to her, learn about all these life skills, basic things like people don't understand. Like we've said before, credit report is so important, but you don't really learn that until you go to buy a house or you're going to get a loan or something like that. And then you're like, credit report, what's that? Like, I never got taught it at all. I learned freestyling.
And then you look back, it's oh my gosh, I messed it all up. Like
when I very first found out about my credit report, and I goes, oh, you can look online, and I saw the low score. I was like, oh my God, what's that? I don't know what that is. Oh, I forgot to pay that. What's that? And then, you know, you
not paying that means that. All right. What did they say?
This is the thing, and I think accountability of that has to start at home as well.
Yeah.
Just the same with how to treat women has to start at home, but then the excuses for me stop at 18. You're in your right mind at that point. You know what right and wrong is. You do. Like, and so at that point, as a man, as a young man, you need to figure it out. You need to be like, right, well, all right, I have this image of what I think a woman is. Clearly it's not that. I need to educate myself and maybe have a conversation with an elder one. Maybe, I don't know, you know, but God help them if they disrespect my daughters, boy. There'll be no discussions.
Or mine.
My daughter too.
Or mine. Yeah.
My daughter too.
Literally both of them.
Oh, can I make one last comment?
Yeah.
And then if you want to change topic, because it's a bit of a Debbie Downer, but there is no, like as a woman, there is no more uncomfortable feeling than, look, okay, so 99.9% or whatever of women are not as strong as men. You are biologically stronger than us, right? You have that advantage. If I'm faced with a man, I don't care what they look like or who they are, and if it's just me on them or just a group of men, I always feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And like having to always be on edge and have this like, is my life in danger complex in my head where you have to always be on the ball, always looking around you. Like I even said to you, Chris, thank you for meeting me outside, because I was like, A, it's dark, B, I don't know where I am, C, there's like no one here.
Yeah.
I am such an easy target right now. Like I'm looking on a map on my phone. I have to think like this now. Like I'm
you're right.
conditioned into this way.
Yeah.
And there's like I remember once being stuck in a lift with like 6 other men and feeling, you could see, I'm one of those people, you can see what I'm thinking in my face,
emotion,
right?
yeah.
And like, I physically felt uncomfortable and they were like, chill out, like we're not going to do anything. And then I was like, yeah, you might not do anything, but you need to understand that I have to feel like this, because if not, then like God forbid I came in like not giving a fuck and then something happened.
Yeah.
I'm holding myself accountable for at least trying to prevent something that happens, right? I always have to think this way. And I've been followed, I've been stalked, I've had it all. I've had like near experiences, and like I don't think this is okay, but my dad taught me from a young age and like made me watch shit to be like, make sure you're not this person.
Yeah.
Like I think that's too far. Like he took it way too far. No. Like I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of it, but like he took it way too far, right? But I understand why he did it, and like if anything, I am super vigilant. Like I'm even that person. Like if I'm drunk, I know where I am. I know what I'm doing. And like people will say like, you don't look fucked. And I'm like, mate, I'm 10 out of 10 drunk right now. Like, but I know where I am. I know there's 2 people behind me. I know there's someone on the cross of the road. Like I know and I have to be this way. Yeah. And I just don't think it's a way to live. Like what sort of life am I having where I'm always in fear, knowing that like if someone, even if he's like I'm quite tall. I'm 5'7.5", 5'8" nearly, right? Even if there's a 5'5" guy, I'm scared because the reality of the situation is I can't pull a fist. I wear contact lenses, so if you punch me in the eyes, I'm fucked. If I'm wearing glasses, you throw the glasses on the floor, I'm fucked.
Key in your hands.
But apparently keys don't even do shit. So
yeah, they do.
I'm not. No, there's this self-defense person I follow. This is my point. I'm so fucked that I follow like a self-defense person on like TikTok and like and Instagram, right? He was saying that having keys is actually not effective because when you go in to push it, it's just going to push the keys down, right? It doesn't actually do much. I had a conversation with my friend's dad, who is an ex-retired police officer. Yeah. I'm not promoting this, guys. I'm just saying
allegedly. Everyone say allegedly.
Make sure you say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Capital A.
He said to me, the best thing to do as a woman, if you ever feel like you're walking home late by yourself or you're in a situation and you need a weapon which you can't have something that you would have on you anyway and use that. So for example, I used to have like mini perfumes in like my pocket because I'm not going to lie, guys, like I'm partial to a cigarette here and there, and the last thing I want to do is smell like a pack of fags. Yeah. So I keep it with like a perfume on me. But I'm also not going to lie, when I'm walking home by myself, I have my hand in my pocket in the perfume. So just in case you come up to me, I'm never going to win in the fight. Like I've already confirmed this, but I will make you blind. Like I will do that, right? Yeah. And I said this to him and he was like, yeah, that's a perfect thing because like in court, you have a reason why you have your perfume. You always smoke. And that is true. That is the main reason why I always have the perfume in there. But God forbid someone comes up to me, I will spray perfume in your eyes. Like I want you to go, like I don't want you to go blind. I don't wish ill on anyone, but I'm not going to cry about it if you do go blind. Do you know what I mean? Like, So women out there, if you're listening,
hope so.
Tips. But I think though, like from sounding from what you're saying, the reason why you're like this is because of the experiences that you've had to face in your past and what men, you know, like you said, you've been stalked, you've been, you know, there's a lot of people followed. That's disgusting. Yeah, it is. For one, that's disgusting. Man. But then there's a reason why you feel the way you feel right now because these are the experiences that you had, and and unfortunately there are a lot of women who feel that same way as well, which is why the education system needs to change massively.
I mean, I track everybody in my family.
I know you do.
I've got them all tracked. I can tell you where they are right now. That's how deep I am.
Yeah. Like, but the reason why you do that is because you know what sort of a world it is.
Yeah, it is extreme because even my wife, John, like we did, man. I'm just watching Aaliyah.
Look, there's a fine line though, right? Because you want your kid. Because my dad was like that. There's a fine line because then I love the fact that my dad said the same thing. God forbid I'm ever in trouble. Like call me, and I know he would be there, but I know I'd never hear the end of it for the rest of my life. Right? He would bring it up on my wedding day. Knowing him, he would bring it up on my wedding day. And he remember that time I picked you up at 4 a.m. Like he is that guy, right? There is a fine line because personally, I think if I have kids and when I have kids, I want my kids to trust me. And then when you cross a line where you no longer give them the power to make their own decisions, I never had the power to make my own decisions. And then once I went to university, like I wasn't wild by any means. I didn't do anything like crazy, but like I almost didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, oh my God, no one's here to monitor me. And till this day, at the age of 27, I feel like I'm a bit of a kid. Do you know what I mean? Like for example, I moved house recently and I had to call my friend to help me pack. Like I was like, I don't know how to do this because like, bless, like I've had someone always helping me with like random little things that I've, except for street smarts, which I've had to do because of the experiences that I've had, the school I went to, the council estate I grew up on. So all those, like, put that aside. But like, in terms of, there needs to be a level of trust where they can make their own decisions, because then they're less likely to go off the rails. Like I have, and it's a big thing in the Middle East. I'm Middle Eastern, in the Middle Eastern community, and I think I don't want to, having spoken to my South Asian friends, they say the same thing, right? You come from a strict background, you then go into university, you're living by yourself, you're going to do everything that your parents said that you shouldn't do. And then compare it to someone that had like moderately strict parents. They already don't need to do that because they've been offered it and they've said no before. They made that decision themselves. But it's almost like, maybe it's subconscious and I'm not consciously thinking about it, but I was like, fuck you, Dad, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Do you know what I mean? Like, look at me with a spliff, and I'm joking. Guys, I'm joking.
Allegedly.
I'm a background kind of guy. She communicates more with my wife and her mum. And her mum will always, like, she'd always tell me if anything's wrong. She'll say to me, right, you need to be aware. Don't do anything. Just know this is happening. We're going to see how it plays out. Because I always say to them, look, if you call me, whatever it is, it stops tonight. So if you love him or, you know, and you don't see him ever again, ever in life, period, whatever, know that's what happens if I come.
But that's my point. You need to be careful about that, because then if you put such an ultimatum and it's so like binary, like you either end it or you don't, like when you do that, they're not going to want to open up to you. For example,
I'm not saying to her dump him. No, you're missing my point.
You're going to throw some
won't be here. So there'll be no, I'm going to go back to him. There'll be no one to go back to. So it's like, but the thing is, she knows how I operate. And it's one of these things where she's so comfortable talking to my wife and her mum that I'd say 98% of things never reaches my ears. Never. And that's the best way to deal with me, because before her, I was pretty much very a road person. That still, it lies dormant because she was born, but I notice it's rising to the surface every time she goes out. And I see the Instagram photos. I've had to block. Well,
Do you have her on Instagram?
She added me.
Okay, good. Okay.
So I hide her photos that I just don't want to see them. Like I just like, because it's getting to me now. I'm like
wound up.
Now she's at Mayfair. Like, what is she doing? What is she do? How does she get money to go to Mayfair first and foremost? You know what I mean?
My missus is like, oh look at Leah. And I'm man.
That's what I'm saying. So I hide her posts now, so I don't see them as much. And I just send her mum a text. Is she out again? She's like, yeah. And then I'll be like, all right, cool. Let me know if there's any problems. She's like, there won't be any problems, but okay. And you know, that's how I do it now, because I know what men are like. I know. And because of my road background, I know what the bad men are like also. And I don't want her, even though she probably has encountered them, she would never tell me. She'd probably tell my wife or her mum. But I know they're there. And I just want, it's one of them ones where you do have to let go and let them figure it out. But it's hard at the same time as a dad. So I kind of understand when you said about your dad. I kind of understand where he's coming from. I get it.
I can say the same as well, because my daughter is my princess. Like, she's 2 years old, but she's my princess. And even like last week, I went to the nursery in it and that because she came back from nursery twice sick. Yeah, and the second time they took pictures of her playing outside with no coat. Do you know what I mean?
So, yeah. Remember you said.
No, so I had to go down there. Listen, I said, listen, like, just understand, yeah, right? She's got a dad, you know, like, I'm here, right? Obviously, they knew that I'm here, but you know, I thought, like, let me just like reiterate that a little bit so they know, like. But we ended up having a nice conversation. I let them know my stance at the beginning. I said, listen, I don't want her playing outside with no coat. And oh no, she wasn't playing outside. Look, I'm gonna stop you there.
I've got the evidence.
You sent my missus pictures. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I've got the pictures. Like, there's about 5 pictures of her having fun with no coat outside. Do you know what I mean? And she's coming back ill. So like,
we need
you know,
to cool down.
yeah,
Listen to us, man. I'm like, oh man.
but I'm at the end of I'm a reasonable person and everything.
No, you are.
know,
You're more reasonable than I am.
But we had a great conversation at the end. I bust a couple of jokes, made her feel good about herself and that and everything. So I showed her there's no hard feelings, but you know my stance now. Make sure that she's properly dressed and everything when she's out there. That's my little princess. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm gonna get to a stage where she's gonna get older, and it's just gonna be harder, and she's gonna break my heart.
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
No,
and that's probably what your dad.
I'm thinking
felt.
about it now, right?
He
Talking
probably
about it
broke you
now,
up.
when you said about boys need to learn. You remember the time I said Aaliyah got hit by the boy in the school?
Yes.
Yeah, this was like she was what, 8, and the boy hit her. She come home, she told her mum,
Right.
and then her mum told me. And I was like, right, well, so what's going on here? So she's like, oh, we got to go. No. I'm going to school. So I showed up to this school, and I was just, I had my suit on and everything. So I thought, right, I can't go how I want to go. I need to show a certain look, but they got to know who I really am. Like, this suit does not portray who I am. So we go to the school. I say, Aaliyah, show me who this person is. Like, she points him out in the playground. Him. Right, okay, let's go over to his mum and dad. Go over to his mum and dad. I said, look, your son, he's been hitting my daughter. Tell him to stop. So the first thing she says to me is, I don't quite understand you. She can't speak English, she says, right? So I'm like, no, I'm not buying that, man. The roadness is starting to surface, and this is when I first noticed I had a problem, and I had to figure it out quite quickly, because I started to get enraged at the fact that this boy had put hands on my daughter. I was getting really enraged. So I said, listen, let me tell you this so you understand where I'm coming from. If he touches my daughter again, I'm gonna put hands on you and your dad. Do you understand? Yes, understood. He never touched my daughter again. He walked past her, never said anything. Is your dad all right? Yeah, he's good. Yeah. That's it. At that point, after I cooled down, it must have been about a couple of weeks later, I thought, shit, I could have got arrested, man.
Yeah, man. You're not allowed to do that no more.
No,
you can't approach the parents. You can't approach the parents.
But this is not how it works. Road rules don't apply
it's
here.
true. So even my daughter's first day, not first day of nursery, but when she was, we had like a, what's that? The day when they
reception day.
Yeah, like you just go and see how it is and that. Yeah. So we went in and she's having fun and everything, and then this boy just pushes her out the way. And my missus just looked at me and she said, don't.
You know what it is, though. You know what it is.
The fear of God, man.
And I took a picture in my head of that boy. Like I remember him now.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
He's marked.
Obviously, the parents weren't. I think the parents weren't there. Yeah. It's like the parent. Yeah, the mum. I think she left the boy there, and she just walked. She left him in there on his own. So I couldn't even say anything to anyone. It was a push, but that's my princess. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Coming for you when you're 18, bro.
No, but I have learned to back off. I mean, this is me backing off, just tracking people now. I just watch, and then I don't say nothing. I just put the phone down, like, oh, she's like South London or something. Like, oh, man. You just put the phone down and just go to sleep.
Do you know what I always wish I had, though, when I was growing up? I always wish I had an older male figure that I could go to for male advice, because there's no good for me speaking about it to another woman. Like, you're just as dumb as I am in this situation. Like, what advice are you going to give me? You're not a man. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I would, even now at this age, would never speak to my dad about those sort of things. Like,
you find,
yeah, like I just can't. And I guess culturally, like, I wouldn't do that anyway. But I always wanted, and I think it's because I don't have extended family here, so like I don't have anyone I could go to. But maybe like if your daughter had like an older male figure she would feel comfortable speaking to, like, you're the best
she's
person.
Got a
to
cousin,
yeah, perfect. Like, I wish I had that, because like I think I've only got that literally last year from like one of my dear friends that I've like become friends with. He's like a brother now to me, and he says it all the time. But I was like, bro, where were you? Like, I would have like had way less fucking heartbreaks had you been in my life like fucking 5 years
But you know
ago.
what? Funny enough, I've got women that I speak to. You know, because not all the time I want to hear these men's opinion. Like, I want to hear.
Yes,
I just need a female.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you know,
thanks,
I love
bruv.
you guys, but
Ask the target audience.
Sometimes I want a female opinion. You know, and it's like I can't necessarily ask you.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It's like sometimes sometimes there's certain things, like when I was dating certain women, I just needed a female's view when certain things happen. Like, well, why would she do that? And then my female friend would just break it down in such a simple layman tell you like, oh. She goes, how did you not see this? I don't know, I just didn't see it. You know what I mean? So it's vice versa, and that's why it's good for men and women to communicate like this. I do think you learn a lot. Like, I had no idea you felt that way. It's like, you know what I mean? And
I've learned something today, 100%.
yeah, it's good, man. It's good. These kind of conversations need to happen more, and also it needs to happen in this kind of environment, because when you watch certain programs where men and women are talking, it's just arguing.
It's just
Oh man,
No one's actually listening to opinions.
There's certain shows that
No one's actually listening to opinions, but when you have conversations like this, and to be honest, you're here and you're with 3 guys. You know what I mean? So
I'm not gonna lie, like that did cross my mind.
it could be intimidating for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you've said it, and it's like, yes, this is, and like I said, I agree, and I think it helps, because at the end of the day, it's like, if we were younger, maybe the conversation, because you don't have that same hindsight, do you? I don't know. Maybe we wouldn't have, because to be honest, we've never really been that way inclined. We'll always listen to people's opinions, and you know what I mean? It's just, we'll voice our things. So I think it would have been all right if it was younger.
Yeah. I mean, we listen to other people, but I don't listen to.
You don't listen to no one, bro.
No, as in friends' advice.
Friends.
Friends' advice. I never listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm just very grateful that you guys like listened and made me feel comfortable. So
Oh.
thank you for that, guys.
Flowers today, maybe?
Yeah. Well, look, I had a load of topics, so now we're at the 2-hour mark.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, we're at the 2-hour mark, man.
Can we get one more squeeze in or what?
You know what? I want to bring one thing up, right? One thing, right? Now, it's not really a topic, but I'm going to press the topic button anyway. So, we all heard that, you know, people are back on Meghan again, aren't they? You know, Meghan Markle, they're back on there. They're saying,
I've watched no news, man.
they're saying she lied about whatever, she did no certain whatever. My thing is, every time the news brings up Meghan, I'm going to say Prince Andrew. I don't care what Meghan did.
Yeah, rightly
I don't
so,
care. She could have lied to the paper.
let me
Let's
see an
talk about
update.
Prince Andrew. What is happening with Prince Andrew? That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Can someone tell me?
So, bombshell evidence against Prince Andrew, Duke of York, revealed by employee from Jeffrey Epstein.
But no one's talking about this.
Prince Andrew was
But they
grinding
are.
who? What did I say?
On Good Morning Britain, they don't mention anything about this. The crazy thing is, I don't like Piers, but he was on it.
I
He was
love
on
Piers.
this.
Yeah, but he was also awful.
But it was
Meghan
all,
Markle.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like, he was awful about Meghan, but he was on Prince Andrew as well. So at that point, it was like, I hate you, but I love you right now. It's just like, I don't know what to do with my emotions. But every time, for me personally, I don't care what Meghan did in terms of lying, because the tabloids are the tabloids. Don't care, right? But if you're going to scrutinise her like they're doing, we need to talk about Prince Andrew.
100%. Man.
That's all I'm saying.
You need
I'm done now.
Listen, you need to highlight
Prince
that.
Andrew. Prince Andrew.
Drew.
Man's got to go to the.
Prince Andrew.
He's got to go to the.
Man like Drew.
He's got to go to the FBI, bro.
Just go, innit?
Yeah,
Go. Stop
want
going
you.
Pizza Express.
They want you.
Stop going piece.
That's where he took one of the girls on a date,
Yeah.
and then he said he couldn't remember.
Do you know what I would love to see? Him in a sauna. You don't sweat. Let's fucking see it. mate.
That's it. Simple as.
Exactly.
Prince, where are you?
Right,
where are
yeah.
you, man? Right, I'm done.
Very
You got anything
true.
else? I'm done.
Nah, just listen. The Queen. Listen, we know he's your favorite. Just give him up.
You know what?
He done wrong.
True.
He was on that island.
You've all got a favourite child, man. Don't act like none of you
I ain't
have.
got a favourite.
No, you
child.
have.
No, I haven't.
You have.
No, I haven't.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Of course he has.
Yeah.
Do you not hear his? What did he say? My princess.
My princess.
He goes, "Oh, my son." Yeah.
No, my son's,
then he was like,
my son's my prince.
No. You went
You
like
didn't
this.
say that earlier.
He's my prince. It's my
That
G.
whole tone
It's
was
my- it's
different.
He
my
went like
G.
this. He went. Yeah, my son.
No, because we're talking. Because of what we're talking about. Do you know what I mean?
And
Don't
he
even
was
try
like,
it.
My princess.
No, don't even try it.
His face lit up.
Listen, it's the topics that we're talking about. We're two different topics. Do you know what I mean?
It's all right, man. It's all right. But Prince Andrew, man. Anyway, listen. This is Don't Get Offended. My name is John Alexander. Look out for Prince Andrew. I'm out.
I'm Chris Samuels. I'm out of here. All praise to the Most High Yah, and make sure that you just research repenting, because I think you're gonna need it at some point. But repent every day. It's my advice. Anyway, you can look up online on our YouTube channels for our shows. Hit that up. And also follow us on Instagram and not Facebook. On Instagram.
Meta universe.
The meta universe.
Forget Meta.
Meta, baby.
I love Meta. We need to talk about Meta next week.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Prince Andrew.
big time.
Yeah, Mr. Drew. Yes, Mr. Colin Palmer, Mr. Rapstars. Thank you for locking in. And yeah, I watched The Harder You Fall. Watched that last week.
It's good, isn't it?
It's good.
It's not bad.
It's good. So much shooting, man.
Yeah.
So much blood.
It's a Western, man. But I'm glad
So
I didn't
much
use
of
the
it.
N-word. That's what I'm happy about.
Yeah, and did you notice the Chadwick Boseman name across the truck?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did. Yep.
Oh my gosh, man.
The devil.
It's a film, bruv. This is what you for it is.
Yeah, by Sean Carter.
No. 3 words. Regina King's eyes.
She is. I do think her eyes
got
are
nice.
beautiful.
She got beautiful eyes.
Beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
Very.
That's
very,
all I got.
I've got nothing bad to say about her.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But
I like the
Sean
other
Carter,
actress,
yes.
ZZ.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, ZZ. Oh, yeah.
What's her name?
I forget her
ZZ?
name. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's pretty.
She was good as well. Yeah.
Go on, then, man. Close out.
I'm out.
All right.
Thank you very much, guys.
No worries.
Elite Langari.
Lovely. See.
And she's a Gemini.
Yes.
And I'm well done, guys. Yeah.
I remember everything.
We'll see you next week.